are listening to the Gamecasters.
Natalie, Jeff, and Ryan are the Gamecasters, and they do a board game show, inboxes, and nooks, and games, and top 5 lists, and sometimes there's fart jokes.
Hey, Gamecasters, guess who's back? Me, him, her. We're here to make you smile. Don't like us? Give it a while. Still don't like? Take a hike. Ride a bike. Mike and Ike.
Good one.
That's right. We're back with another episode to drizzle like a toaster strudel into your ear holes. My name is Ryan Bobayan, Banana Fanafofian, me, Mimo Mayan, and with me is Natalie, the Ding Battly, and Jeff, the Vaginal Chef. We are here to entertain the living fuck out of you for the next somewhere between 2 and 3 hours, maybe. And if that's too long, what are you, the first woman to ever complain about length? And if it's too short, then get in line behind Natalie to complain.
I never said that.
We got a great show lined up for you all today, fresh with hot jams like this.
After a hard day's work, gaming sounds like such a perk. But I have no energy, so rock, paper, scissor me, baby. Ah. Yes, that feels so good, like rocks smashing scissors should. Oh, your paper covers me, so rock, paper, scissor me, baby. Baby, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot it all over me. I'm starting to get sore, but you seem to just want more. My flesh is weak, a bit spongy, but rock, paper, scissor me, baby. Paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Okay, you win, you are the best. Please, let's stop, I need to rest. I see that face, know what it means. Rock, paper, scissor me, baby. Baby. Scissor me, baby. Scissors, shoot, rock, paper. Scissor me, baby.
We also talk about board games, but give us a second. Jeez, we got some cool news about the grand opening of an FLGS that we took part in today. But before we talk about all that, Jeff, we were visited by the diabetes rabbit last weekend. How about you?
Oh, yeah.
Did the diabetes rabbit visit you?
Easter. Yeah.
Some call it the Easter bunny in some dialects. Diabetes is bad, I know. It tastes so fucking good, though.
Sugar and candy is so
I love
delicious.
diabetes. Eating and drinking diabetes. So delicious. How was your diabetes rabbit day?
It was nice. Easter was a week after my son had his surgery for his tonsils and adenoids. So he was not really into it.
Okay.
We went over to my mom's, his grandma's, and he was there for a little bit, and he was just like, I don't feel right.
I don't fucking like this.
Get me out of here. Yeah, so he went back home with Devin, and I basically was just kind of chasing Millie around as she did egg hunts at my mom's, and then we went over to my dad's, so she got to just find a bunch of stuff and eat, 100 jelly beans. And
you can't stop her.
I know.
No.
On diabetes day.
Yeah, just let here you go. Just have fun.
This is for you.
Yeah.
So we were at I think it was New Year's, right, at Chris's house.
Yeah.
When Millie was there, and I think I've said this before. I've probably said this 30,000 times. That might be the cutest child that's ever lived.
The The crazy thing is to me, she's my daughter, but she's getting cuter, and it's like to a point where I'm just like, whatever you want.
Yeah.
You can have whatever you want.
What are you supposed to do?
What are you supposed to do? She
Can't
looks at me
handle
and
it.
she says, she's like, just turns 2, and she's like talking to me.
She's like, can
and
I have
being
20
cute.
bucks?
I'm like, yeah, okay, here.
Whatever you need.
You can have it. Yep.
You can have Jack's Switch that he got from the
whatever
doctor.
you want. Yeah. Here you go. Here you go. That's going to go back to the doctor pretty soon. We're sending it back.
That is the cutest. That child is so cute. I almost said a swear, but I decided not to. So I would like to talk about, guys, something awesome that we all three of us participated in today, this afternoon. It was the grand opening of a store, an FLGS we talked about last episode, that's new to the area called Game and Company. And they had their grand opening today. They've been open for almost a month now. But they had their like official,
grand
opening.
event,
Hey, we're here. Come down. We got a bunch of stuff going on. There's these 3 really attractive people from a podcast that are going to be demoing games, and it's going to be sweet. Yeah. Bow, bow. And it was such a great time. I'm so happy for James, Alyssa, and Eric. I'm very happy for them. The owners of the store.
Amazing.
They seemed so gracious and happy and excited about the event, which was, I mean, how many people were in there?
Oh, a lot.
All of
I
them.
feel like there was hundreds of people that cycled in and out.
Oh, easily.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think there was, 100 cycled in and out within the first 45 minutes to an hour.
Right.
We got there
right
right at noon, and there was no place to park. We were kind of like, "Oh my gosh, how?
And
this
not
is
only
crazy."
that,
Did
it
it
was
open an
already
hour ago?
so crowded in there, and people were just like filing in, and we were like, "Wow, this is great."
Oh my gosh, I had like secondhand like excitement for them.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
You
it
know what I
wasn't.
mean?
It felt like you open a bar or a restaurant, you get people like showing up on that. This is a game store.
It's a board game
Right.
store.
right. This is a small hobby game
yeah, it's
store,
not for
and
like
it
the
was
masses.
it was packed.
It was so packed the whole time we were there. The
whole
Yes.
we were there like 3.5
there
hours.
was like a
It was
line at the
packed
register
the whole time.
like almost the whole time we were
Yeah,
there.
poor
too.
Eric didn't get to move
I didn't
from the
hate-
register.
So I haven't met Eric. I know the two of you have met Eric.
Terrible person.
And,
You are
yeah,
going to
just-
hate him.
Yeah. I can't wait to hate him.
Gosh, he's awful.
So I was able to meet Alyssa and James and talk to them, and I was like, okay, this is, how nice are they? And then every time I would look up to see if I could go meet Eric, there's
30
10
people there.
in line.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah,
whoa,
right.
Guess I'm never going to meet him.
We went up there
So I had to
and-
go buy a sweatshirt.
Yeah, just to talk to the guy.
Just to talk to him. So I went and bought a sweatshirt that I'm currently wearing.
Yeah,
For Game and
He's wearing it
Company.
right now, Game and Company.
Yeah.
And we were asking him. We were like, "This is Eric." We were like, "You're busy up here. Obviously, are you kind of like?" Is this a bummer in a way for you that you can't like get out? And he was like, I love doing this.
Yeah.
I love, because he's like, I'm talking to everyone.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
still
true.
interacting with everyone. I'm just, I'm taking their money away. And it was really cool. They had this really cool thing in the corner by where we were, because we were demoing the game, Gamecasters Essential Game, just one. All day. And we had some really, really cool moments with people. A bunch of families came and sat down. We
Yeah.
demoed them.
Very
and
fun.
we got a couple sales from them. And, we'll get our check.
Yeah, we'll wait
Game
for
and
that.
Company will get
We'll
that
wait.
soon as well.
For $2 a day.
Yeah. And that was a lot of fun. But they had this cool thing in the corner there, right where we were. It was a 3D printer, right? But it was, I guess, I don't know if they're all like,
I don't know what they look
clear or
like.
see
I don't
through
know.
like that.
Yeah, but you
I
can
don't know.
see,
It was like a glass.
plexiglass or glass.
And it's
Face around
printing,
it,
and it's
yeah.
printing live. So if you just sit there for 10 to 12 to 15 hours, you're going to actually see one half of a thing get made.
Yeah.
But it's really cool to just watch it as it works. I thought,
Yeah.
the 3D
Yeah.
printer. It was like looking into a fish tank. I would just sit there and stare at
That's
it.
what James said. He said the kids will come in there and just stare at it while
Yeah.
their parents like look
Don't
around
touch the glass.
or whatever.
Can I feed it?
Yeah.
It was really, really fun. I had a blast doing that. I would seriously go do that every weekend. That's how it felt.
Yeah.
And it gave me, and I was telling Natalie this on the way home, when we were driving home, it gave me the same feelings that Nerdfest gave us last year. Because really the whole time we were there, we were interacting with the public, with people.
Right.
And
Yeah.
everyone was just there. And everyone that was there was excited to be there at this store. You'd look over. I thought it was really kind of like just cool to look over and see Alyssa at the counter kind of like moving around, and she was like smiling really big, and you could tell she was just like genuinely appreciative of every single person
Yes.
that came in. And same with James, when if he wasn't running around, looking after the food, he was talking to everybody, and I feel like they gave us so much of their time that they didn't need to do. And I was really impressed with that. Like you guys mentioned when you were sitting down eating lunch, Alyssa came out and talked to you.
Yeah.
There was a moment we were hanging out with Matt Riddle, and
James came in.
James just kind of like walked
Yeah.
up. But this is a funny story. All right, so let me tell this. So I see Matt Riddle over at the other end of the store, and I'm like, I don't know who's coming. So I'm like, hey, what's up, Matt? And he's like, oh, what's up? And we're like talking for a while. And he's like, yeah, I talked to, I can't remember exactly how he said he got there, but he talked
they
to
reached out
maybe,
to him.
I think Alyssa reached out to him. It's like,
If
hey,
you don't
we have
know
a
Matt
store.
Riddle.
Oh yeah, sorry. Matt Riddle is the designer of amazing games like Three Sisters and Motor City and the new one, French Quarter, that just came out, and a Fleet the Dice game, all those kinds of stuff, right? And so he was there, kind of just like welcoming people into the store and just kind of hanging out and having a good time like he does. And so we're like talking to him, and we're just like me, Jeff, and Natalie are like talking to Matt, and then James, one of the owners, comes up, and I'm like, "Hey, James, this is Matt." And I think I did say Matt Riddle, but I don't think he heard me say that,
remember.
or maybe
Yeah,
he
didn't
didn't know
register.
exactly who that was.
Yeah.
I was like, "Hey, it's my." And James is just like says, "He's like, hey, nice to
Oh,
meet you."
hey, nice to meet you.
And it was nice, but I could tell I was like, "Oh, that was a little underwhelming." I'm like, and I thought to myself, I'm like, does he not know who Matt Riddle is? Like, are you kidding me?
Hello.
Excuse the
Don't you know?
Matt Riddle? No, but so like Matt's over buying something. He's about to leave. Okay, he's in front of the cash register, probably talking to Eric, and he's buying something. And I see this person right next to Matt, but like behind him, looking at a game. And the game he's looking at is Motor City. And I was in the middle of talking to Jeff, James, and Natalie, and I was like, I'm sorry, I have to run over real quick and do something. And I run over to the person who's looking at Motor City. This guy probably thought I was a fucking lunatic because the way he reacted was not like, oh, cool. He was just like, who are you?
Yeah, you're freaking me out.
Get away from me.
Get away from
But
me.
I walk up to him and I'm like, this game here that you're looking at right now is designed by that guy right there. And he just kind of looks around like, okay.
And then he put it right back on the shelf.
Yeah, he did. He was just like, okay. Like, well, I guess I won't buy it then.
Okay.
But I'm making him sound like more of a
Yeah,
jerk
right.
than he was. And he
okay.
wasn't like that. I was making it more, I was a freak.
Yeah.
Basically is what it seemed like. So I come back over and I'm like, yeah, that's cool. Motor City was designed by that guy, you know. And then James is like, he's like, yeah, he's supposed to come here
Yeah,
at
the
some point.
designer's
I don't know.
supposed to be here.
I don't know what he looks like. I don't know. And I'm like, dude, you just met him a second ago. He's right there. He's like, that was him. I'm like, yes. The guy that you gave the finger to and smacked in the mouth. Get out of my store. That guy. That's the guy that designed Motor City. That was really funny.
We also met a listener
We did.
Yes.
Listener
Unknowingly.
Eric, who will hear this in 2 years from now.
in about 2 years.
Because what's he doing? He went
He
back
started from the beginning.
From
Beginning.
one.
Episode 1.
If
With
he-
Ryan and the OG, Jeremy.
He listened from episode 1 and he's on episode 60, which means I don't know if anyone out there listening has done that. I think a lot of people maybe have. Maybe they haven't. I don't know. I feel like people find us, they like us, then they go back.
And they go
Yeah.
back.
I think he searched for our podcast, found
Yeah.
us, started from 1, and is still a fan after
Yep.
episode 60, which is like,
Things have changed.
It's a big
We
change
are-
from 1 to 6.
And I also think if you find us now, I don't know if people necessarily go back to 1.
I don't think you can.
Okay.
I don't even know if you can.
You
Because
might be able
it's a
to on
different show. You
certain-
might like...
If you look us up on
platforms.
Podbean, you can.
Yeah.
But if you find us on like Apple Podcasts or Spotify,
cut
I think
off
it
at some
cuts
point.
off.
At
I think
like
it'll.
100?
I thought I tried to fix it, but I couldn't figure that
He
out.
said he went to the beginning, so.
Well, he might have gone to Podbean. He
Yeah.
might have found us on Podbean.
Man.
I don't know. Somehow he did.
You did.
And
Plus on
he's
our
on episode 60.
website. Isn't there like a website?
The website links
Do
to
we have a
Podbean.
website?
Yeah,
Yeah,
if you go to
it's a Podbean.
Gamecasters.com,
Yeah,
it takes
it's
you to
a Podbean. Yeah, you can
Podbean,
listen
which
to
is
all
who
of them
hosts
there,
us. Yeah,
probably.
correct. So maybe he did it that way, but whoa.
So he said he's commuting now, so he should be able to get through some episodes. So at some point, he's going to
Yeah.
hear this and be like, wow, that was years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
that
this
was
is it.
me.
This is the moment.
I was such a young man back then.
Yeah, and I
Full of life
I
and
believe
vigor.
that him and his family are going to come to
Nerdfest. I think so
I
too.
hope so.
That was another cool thing about hanging out at the store. So while we did love that we were there for Gaming Company, and they were so great. God,
They
the
were.
and the
It was
store was
so
awesome.
cool.
If you're in the Michigan area, southeastern Michigan, and you are looking for a new gaming store to look into Gaming Company, they are really, really, really. They emphasize the F, which is fucking in FLGS. No, it's friendly. They emphasize that F.
Yeah,
they are
definitely.
extremely friendly, down to earth, normal. These are not BDNBFs we're dealing with
They're
here.
welcoming. You're not going to get gate kept or anything.
No.
You're not going to go in
Yeah.
there and feel like
feel
you're
like-
not going to feel uncomfortable. When
Right.
You go
I
in
think
there,
that's
and
what
really
a lot
important.
of people say is like sometimes you walk into these game stores and you know it's kind of like dark and dingy and then you kind of feel like out of place or like uncomfortable. This
Yeah,
isn't
because
like that.
nobody comes
The
up
store's
to you and says
beautiful.
anything.
Yeah, it's bright. It's, you know, a nice atmosphere and friendly and yeah.
Very, 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 very cool store. So, but another reason that we were there was to promote Nerdfest that's happening because a lot of the local people that are at the store, we could hopefully get to Nerd. So we passed out a bunch of flyers and people seemed genuinely excited. And we got a lot of people, I think, a lot of buzz for Nerdfest. And I gave a bunch of the flyers to James so he's got them at the counter. So he's going to give them out to people he thinks might be interested while people buy stuff. So it was really fun.
It was.
I had such a blast at this event. Thank you, James, Alyssa, and Eric for having us there and allowing us us to kind of take over one of your tables running
that was great.
running just one.
We
It
were
was really, really
pumped
fun
about it.
Yeah, it was very cool. So let me ask you guys a question. What are you up to lately?
Okay.
What's been up?
This is your bi-weekly reminder that the Board Game Geek Awards at some point
It's not
going
today,
to happen.
but
It's not
soon.
today.
Hasn't started.
It might be tomorrow.
I kind of hope it starts at Nerdfest, and then we can
again-
just like go around and be like,
Be
hey,
like, go on your
make an
phone right
account,
now.
Yeah,
and
right
sign
now.
up, and yeah.
But again, we don't want to win, but you should probably vote
I don't
for us.
care.
We
I mean,
don't
who
really
gives a
care,
shit?
but you should
No,
probably
it doesn't
vote for
matter to
us
me.
if it shows up in the next 2 weeks.
I want it more than anything.
But
if
we
I
want it,
want
so
it.
just
It doesn't
vote for us.
matter, though,
Just
but I
vote for us.
really, really want it.
But vote for us.
Vote for us.
Go on and vote for us.
Gamecasters.
Favorite
podcast.
Best thing in the whole wide world.
Golden Geek
So
2024.
go vote for that. Okay, I'm also watching a thing on Netflix, which I think the two of you have watched or are watching. Did you watch the 3-Body Problem?
Fuck yes,
Yeah, we
did.
just watched
Hell
it
yeah.
this
Okay.
past.
If the
Yeah.
3-Body Problem does not have another season on Netflix, someone's getting their dick punched.
There's no way it's not going to be picked up. There's no
like
way.
a dick somewhere is getting
Punched. It could be mine.
Because
I might punch my own dick.
like,
Did you finish it?
Yeah, we were done.
Yeah.
I finished it and I was like, okay,
I
that
need
was
more.
Fine, but if you don't make more, I'm gonna be angry.
There's no way.
And then I thought
there's
about
no way.
Ryan. I'm like, Ryan's gonna fucking hate this.
Yeah, that would
Yeah.
kill
But
me.
then I learned about. Is it a book?
Yeah.
Okay, the book.
It's a
The book
series.
readers said there's
Yeah.
a series, so I'm hoping that it keeps going. But it is a cool show.
Oh my god, it was great.
especially
I
if
thought.
you
Oh my
like
gosh, yeah.
if you like sci-fi that is for the most part grounded in a semi-reality.
Yeah, like
right?
it could be real. This
Yeah.
thing could happen.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily like
A fantasy world
space
or
aliens with
something,
laser beam
yeah.
shooting gun. Like it's not like that. It's not
Could
Battlestar
be.
sci-fi,
You never
but it
know.
still is like it's sci-fi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's some cool stuff in the show.
Very cool.
And there's also some like off the wall stuff. You're like, what?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it was
It
was good.
hooked me instantly. Ryan kept like making fun of me. He kept calling it my show. He's like, "Do you want to watch your show?" Because I was like so.
we were
into
looking
it.
for a show to watch, and I was like, oh, I saw some people on Discord talk about
I didn't know
3-Body
anything
Problem.
about it. I thought it was like a 3-Body Problem. Made me think of like dead bodies. So I thought it was like something
it
with
turned
like
you on?
crime
Yeah.
and murder.
I just think
from the last
threesomes.
episode.
There's no problem with 3 bodies. That's
dead
not,
or sexy.
that's not a problem. That's never a problem for me. Sexy or dead. It was,
Anyways, yeah.
oh my God, I love that show. I'm glad that
but
you
we watched
watched it.
that first-
Damn, we haven't talked about it.
But
Okay.
we watched that first episode. I remember it was over. We were like, "Damn."
Yeah, a
we
lot
cruised through it. And
happened.
we had spring break like a week and a half ago, and
You watched
we
it then?
We basically just watched
Yeah.
one episode.
It was only 8 episodes. They're
Yeah.
hour-longs though, right?
Yeah, they were longer, but yeah, it was captivating.
We really
Oh
enjoyed
yeah,
it.
you are
Yeah.
on the. I hate that term. You're on the edge of your seat, but you were on the edge of your toilet seat.
Yeah.
the entire show.
And what I really liked about the show is it didn't have. It would ask questions as you went on, but there wasn't this. You got it answered in a good amount of time. We were
Yeah.
questioning, and then like, okay, here's some answers. Here's some
Oh,
things.
yeah.
And
Dude,
It wasn't just
kept
like
me
a
going.
mystery.
You're so
all
right. There was
along.
this one thing that bothered me into episode 3. Remember I talked about? There's this one character in the show. I'm not going to give anything away. There's this character in the show, and he's sick. Okay, that's all I'm going to say.
Oh, yeah.
That's all I'm going
Okay,
to say.
got it.
So there was like I'm not even going to say that this issue I had was related to him, but there was an issue I had related to him, and I was like, why was this a thing? I was like, wow, and then all of a sudden you find out why, and it was like, oh,
And it
okay.
doesn't take a really long time for that payoff. I felt
Yeah,
like
agreed.
it was like a
Yeah.
like a trail of things, like a trail of crumbs. You
Here's
like,
what
led up
I-
to this
Well,
thing.
even
It was
there's like so
good.
many things like again, I don't know if I want to give stuff away, but like
Don't give stuff
there's
away.
like a question that I had at the beginning, and it took most.
Is that the question?
I feel like it took most of the season to like get it answered, but every time it would like kind of come up, I'm like, but what about this? What about this? Are you going to answer it? What about this? And then they did answer it, and I'm glad
Yeah.
that they didn't just end the first season. And then I'm like, well, no one ever answered that.
What
Yeah,
I
it was
heard
good.
from, I think it was Diego Casanova in Discord. I think he said that what he's potentially worried about in the show is that the first season of the show progressed really far in the books.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why. I think it was him that said that, and so I could see the potential worriness being like a Game of Thrones issue, where once the books are
then
done,
just give me 2
now the
seasons.
showrunners
Right,
have to
just have a
figure
couple.
stuff out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, seasons aren't like if it's a Netflix show, it's not going to go 10 like.
Right,
You're
it's
not
not
going to
gonna
get
be on for 10
Stranger
years.
Things is almost an anomaly in the fact that they have 5 seasons, right?
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
that's like Netflix doesn't have.
Yeah.
10
Yeah, I guess
they
Orange is the
usually
New
buy
Black was
seasons.
was
But that
another
was like
one
an
too.
early
That was
one.
so yeah. I don't even.
That was like the first one.
I'll take I'll take 2 or 3 seasons and then be done.
You're
I'd
right.
Be okay
Honestly,
with that.
a miniseries is actually like almost standard now.
Yeah.
There's so many shows
I'd be
now that are
fine
just like
with-
one
I'd be fine with 2
season.
seasons that wrap it up nicely. I don't need a 10 season.
Yeah.
Like if it's good, I'd like
Would
it.
you want it to go 10 seasons?
No.
I don't think I would either, because if it went 10 seasons, that would mean
I might be
It
dead
would
by the
drag
time.
on.
It takes so fucking long.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, do you have any idea how young I was when I started like Game of Thrones?
Westworld.
I was like,
Yeah.
I was like in middle school. I know. Like it just takes forever to get through some of these goddamn shows.
they were so long
I'm like,
ago.
oh, I remember I had to do this and then went to algebra.
I remember Westworld season 1 came out in like 1970, and then they were like, "We'll be back in 5 years," and I'm like,
then COVID
what?
happened and got pushed back another 6 years.
Like
Yeah.
these characters who should look exactly, there's a robots.
Yeah.
They look older now.
It's insane. Yeah, so I would be okay with like 3 seasons.
Yeah. Well,
Which
this series, I'm like nervous. I kind of want to read the book. So like when we watched Silo, that was a little.
That was a good show.
That was good.
That was one where it ended. And I was like, I have to know everything right now. I was like, I can't wait for a
man.
TV show.
So you read it?
I
She
read
did.
all of the books.
I won't let her
and
tell me a thing.
I freaking loved them. Every single one.
Well, guess what you're gonna hate now? The show Silo.
I don't
because
care.
You're a
Maybe.
book reading.
I don't
angry
care because
person
I'm
who
so.
hates every
I don't even
visual
care.
thing.
I'm not that judgy about that stuff.
Yeah.
Good, true.
But I
Right,
just
good.
need to know what happened, and then I like read them all. I loved them. The only annoying thing is that Ryan wouldn't let me tell him anything.
Yeah, she like wants to
Because
talk
I'm
about
like,
it.
Because I'm like, you have to.
You have to know. I was like, no, don't tell me
because
anything.
Unlike 3 Body Problem,
Yeah.
apparently, the first season of Silo was like a quarter of the first book, and there's 3 books.
Yeah.
But
Which,
so when I heard that you said that the 3 Body Problem like flies through a bunch of the story,
yeah.
that made me kind of, because I was kind of like, maybe I should read these books just like I did with that. But I'm kind of like nervous that if the first season was a big chunk,
Yeah.
that means the book will be take
A lot slower to
it'll
get
be
to where
slower.
get to where you are. Yeah.
and
payoff.
and
Silo
it
was the
won't be
opposite.
as much like action happening in the book. You know what I mean?
Well, it was interesting to know. And I don't know how well you remember Silo, Jeff, the show. Do you remember it pretty well?
yeah.
I remember the problems I had with Silo, which weren't many, and they weren't really problems. But there were some things I was like, I didn't really love Common's character and stuff like that.
No,
and,
he was-
and then when they went off on the tangents, and Natalie was like, none of that happens in the book at all.
Oh yeah.
So it's like they just made that up.
Common is like they mention him a couple times,
But he's not like a
like
character.
a main
His
guy.
character, I don't know if it's the acting or the character. The case.
I know, I
character
think
was
it's the
so
actor,
static
maybe.
and awful.
Is Common a good actor? I don't know that I've seen him in anything else.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I have no idea. But that
Yeah,
character
they
was
made
just
him
so
really
bad.
big,
It
and
was
he's
one-dimensional
not big in
and
the book.
awful.
Yeah. I think it was a combination of, he doesn't really have the best acting chops, maybe, and the character written for him was not from any source material like the rest of the show was,
Yeah.
which was more captivating
sense.
because it was more thought out.
But on a side note, we went on a tangent. I mean,
Yeah.
3 Body Problem is good.
Great.
Oh, very
If you
good.
like sci-fi,
Yeah.
definitely check it out. If you
I
don't,
was
you might
really
get turned
impressed.
off
Yeah.
immediately,
Well,
and then just don't watch it.
I'm not like not into sci-fi, but I wouldn't say I'm like a sci-fi person. Like if I see a sci-fi show, I'm not like, ooh, I want to watch that. But I really enjoyed this.
So I think you might be like Devin. Devin doesn't like spaceship sci-fi, like
Yeah.
Firefly,
Like
Battlestar,
Battlestar, yeah.
Star.
Yeah.
Like she's not into stuff like that, but she does like
3
Well,
body
good
problem
story.
sci-fi.
futuristic science
Yeah,
stuff. So
right.
the Black Mirrors.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
loved a lot of the Black Mirrors because they're based in our world.
Yeah, you
Right.
can understand
Right,
it
you can
better.
It's
understand
almost like alternate universe where we
then-
have better technology.
Yeah, and then you can
Yeah.
think like that might happen.
Right. It's possible.
No, that doesn't seem like far fetched. Where
Right.
aliens come down and they just take your head off, and then you become an alien,
And they're just
you're,
giant bugs.
all these
Yeah.
all these
That's
laser
just
beams, like that
yeah.
stuff she doesn't
Just
like. But
clearly
grounded in
yeah.
reality sci-fi, she likes a lot more. And this she really enjoyed.
It's great.
Cool.
So let me give an update real quick on another show we were watching that I remember you said, Jeff, that you thought might be HBO's new big
yeah,
show,
The
The Regime.
Regime.
For me, I think I speak for Natalie. I'm going to
Yeah.
because I always do. You're not
Yeah.
allowed to talk. I'm speaking for you. I feel, and Natalie agrees, that we don't really like The Regime very much anymore.
That
We
show.
loved it at first, and now we're kind of like, what?
What the
I
fuck
just
is
went on
going
IMDb. I went on IMDb.
Does it
either
get
that night-
destroyed?
it's like a sub 7 on
Yeah.
IMDb, which
Yeah.
is really low. It's like a
It's
6.5 out of 10.
It's kind of like, where are they going
Gotten
with this?
so stupid.
Yeah.
We watched the
It's
Three
at least
Body
their
Problem.
money show. They put a lot of money into it.
And I'm like, Three Body Problem is like
Light years
awesome.
ahead.
And then we watched The Regime, and I'm like, this feels like slapstick.
And it's not Kate Winslet because she's great.
Oh, no,
great.
she's great.
She's
in
amazing.
it.
She was in
it's
Mayor
the
of Easttown
story.
too. But
I
yeah.
love Mayor of
yeah.
Easttown. She
great.
was great in Mayor of
She was
Easttown.
very good in that.
That was a better role for her, I feel like. The Regime
Yeah.
role is ridiculous. I loved it at the beginning. She was like this, like, at the very beginning, she was like this kind of like stoic, like kind of quirky, but
Yeah, I remember you
powerful
saying
ruler. And I would have loved if she was competent, but she's not really. She's a ridiculous farce.
Well, good.
and
I won't watch it then.
I don't think you should.
I'll leave it alone.
I think it would just piss you off.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
I do. I think it would piss him off. I do.
I get angry.
I think it would. I think you would just be like, "What the fuck?"
What am I
That's what I think you would say.
watching?
At the beginning, you're kind of like, "Okay," because you know, like when you watch the beginning of The Great, you're like, "This is a little ridiculous," but you
I
buy
got
into
into
it.
that, yeah.
You buy into
and
it.
then you get attached to the characters.
one-
Nobody's like that. Like, we don't really care about any of the characters, I think, is another big problem in The Regime.
Oh, that's a great point.
Because, like, you know, usually you watch a show and then you like I don't have a favorite character in
Yeah.
that show.
No, they all
I'm
suck.
all
At
like,
least
I
the
don't care
hated
about any of
character,
them.
right?
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah.
you need to get attached to something.
There is a character
I do
I
hate
hate.
one.
There is a character I hate.
But you need a likable
But
one,
I don't
too.
hate him in the way that like you hated Joffrey
Right.
He's
And-
evil, yeah.
because he's evil. And you almost loved to hate him.
Yeah.
The guy I hate in The
This guy's
Regime,
like,
I'm
how's
like,
this guy
I
even a
literally
thing?
just want him to die and I never want to see him again.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not like
Just
he makes
go
the show
away.
better.
Yeah, just
I
get
just
outta
I just
here.
hate everything
Right,
about him.
Yeah. We
Yeah,
also
we're-
finished the rest of the second half of Invincible.
Okay. Oh my God. Yeah, that just got released too.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I need,
It's
to
so
find, I need to
good.
find something. I feel like I have a handful of shows that I would watch by myself. Devin and I need
She
to
wouldn't watch.
find
Would she not
something.
watch Invincible
Probably
with you?
not.
Dude, you should watch it. It's so good.
Watch it. Maybe I'll
It
watch
is
it at
good.
school. Maybe I'll just give the kids worksheets for a couple weeks.
Watch it with them, Jeff.
Yeah. Yeah.
So violent.
It is the most
The thing is,
violent
they're probably
thing.
watching it. It's cartoon. It's probably one of the nicer things that they watch.
Yeah, that's
that's
true.
true.
That's a good point. It is very violent, but it's so good. Do you have anything else, Jeff, before I ask you what you've been playing?
Last episode, and maybe the one before, Ryan was talking about this game. It's called Star Wars Unlimited.
I remember that game.
Oh, you're right.
What, do you have something to say about this game? I don't understand.
Yeah, Jeff.
No. No, I'm
Okay.
just kidding. So I bought some stuff.
The bug has bitten Jeffrey.
So I don't play these games. I don't
Yeah,
even, I'm
I
not
seem
even
to
100%
remember-
sure if it's a CCG or a TCG. I don't really know.
They're the same thing.
Who fucking cares?
I seem to remember when Star Wars Destiny was out, you were like, get me the fuck. I don't want anything
I
to do
don't
with
want
that
anything
shit.
to do with that. And I didn't. And I really didn't necessarily want to do this.
I've been wondering. We've been wondering. Me and
Yeah.
Natalie. I'm like, I wonder what caught him with this. Was it the hype surrounding it?
I think so. I think I was just like, well, Ryan seems to really like it. I just maybe I'll just give it a one shot.
Yeah.
I've never gotten into any of them before.
Yeah. Did
So
you
I
ever
don't
play Magic?
Have a reason.
You did, I
like
thought,
when I was
no?
a child.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Joe collected a bunch of Magic cards when he was in high school, which puts me at like middle school, late elementary school.
I see.
So it's like I played because he kind of played.
Right. But you didn't actually
Did I
care.
collect and play and care? And no. So I guess for me talking about some of these games like Pokemon, Magic, not ever getting into it, I didn't have a real reason to be like, I hate them. Like I never
Right.
hated any of them. I just knew I'm like, I can't get involved in Magic because I feel like I would be a baby. Like it would be
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
It would piss
I
you
don't
off.
know what to do. And there's 10,000 boxes of
like
cards.
overwhelming.
And there's so many things.
It is
Yeah.
overwhelming.
It's
a lot of
hard
these games
to
are.
start there, but part of this is I get to start at the beginning.
You're in the ground.
Yeah.
So I'm like in the beginning,
That
I
makes
have a first set of cards. Okay, I can like do something right away, and then maybe I can keep up with it, or I can ditch it and be
Right.
like, okay,
You can
that was
decide
a shot.
and
but
then-
with these
yeah.
other ones, I felt like I was so far just gone
Yeah.
Yeah.
that I couldn't.
You were
late.
too late.
That I couldn't
yeah.
do it. And like I'm not playing Magic.
I don't
I'm not
want
gonna
to.
play
You're like,
that.
I don't want to spend the time and the energy and the effort learning about this thing that's already ahead of me
Yeah.
and beyond me.
And then when Lorcana came out, I was interested because I was like, it's Disney. That's kind of cool. The Gen Con release, even though me not get it, like I didn't get a pack at Gen Con, just seeing the excitement of other people, that was like, that's cool.
Yeah.
There were thousands of people in line for hours and hours. That's
Yep.
kind of exciting.
Right.
And then when I looked into it, because I did for a blink, they were gone.
yeah.
So you couldn't find them anywhere. And then I'm like, fuck it.
right.
Not doing
Now
that.
you can't not find them.
Yeah. Now
Lorcana's
they're
all
everywhere.
over the place.
Oh, really?
And
I didn't like it.
And based
Not
on
as much.
It was all right.
the two games, and I don't know a ton about Lorcana, but this Star Wars Unlimited is better. It's
It
smoother.
is.
It's a better
It
card
is.
game.
I thought it was so much better. Lorcana has a similar mechanism with the cards where your resources.
Okay.
They call it your inkwell, but you're doing the same thing where you're spending cards to use as resources for later. But yeah, I didn't
So I was able to grab one. I grabbed the starter box, which has the 2 decks in it. Or just you can just have that.
You can just have it.
Play that 20 times before you feel like it.
Right.
And then I was able to get one booster box before they're all gone and forever.
Yeah.
What feels like forever. Which I was messaging Ryan, and I was like, I'm getting to the annoyed point. Where it's like I want now.
Like,
I feel like I'm invested. I'm like, cool, I'm ready.
And
now there's no fucking boxes anywhere. And then the idea of like, oh, it'll come out in May. Oh, it'll come and give it 2 weeks and there'll be more there. And then I'm like, but then the fucking nerds are gonna get it before me because they're still there and they're hunting down their cards.
Right.
And if the nerds beat me to this next wave, I'm fucking done. Like I might be done with this.
Right.
If the nerds are faster than I am to this next one. So I'm like, I'm hesitant, and I've been like talking to Ryan about it too. But anyways, I've played a handful of games on this thing called Force Table.
Yep.
And it's just me versus an AI, which I'd like to hear from the community. Should I log those as plays? Is what I want.
Fuck yeah.
And then I have the kit. I kind of organize my cards into like numbers or whatever. And I was asking Ryan 10,000 questions about that. And
I was happy about that.
He's happy to answer them all.
I was so happy just to be talking about it with somebody.
I was like, I think I had to stop asking Ryan questions.
No, you don't.
Because I just like I'm like,
You think you were bothering me?
Yeah.
No, you weren't.
because I'm asking like questions
No.
like, how do you open a pack?
Don't care.
Where do
Love
you
it.
go? What's
He's happy to explain everything.
who's Han Solo?
I was like,
you know.
actually, Han Solo is a smuggler.
So I'm like asking all these questions because I've never done the CCG thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, how do I organize my cards? And then
Right.
Ryan gave me like, do it in columns and fives. I'm like, what the fuck are you
Sorry.
talking about? And then he's like, organize it by this line and this color and this thing and this cost. I'm like, I don't know what anything means. I'm like, is there a number somewhere?
Yeah, you
it's
can
in the
do my
corner. I'm
number
like,
too.
How about I just go
I'll just
1
do that.
through 200?
Yep.
Okay, let's just do that. So that seemed easy.
Yeah.
But then you got to buy I bought like a fucking binder, like
Yep.
a dork.
Yeah, dork binder.
I got a dork binder
Yep.
of cards.
It is
like
dorky. That's
sleeves.
for sure.
You bought sleeves.
sleeves like a dork.
Yeah, but the card box.
Card box
is dorky,
like a fucking dork.
But it's so awesome.
Right, so now I got all this stuff. I don't have like the full set of anything
Yet.
but I have some cards, and I feel like it's fun. And then Ryan and I played 2 games before we recorded.
What
and
did
I
you
got my
think of the
butt kicked.
IRL
I liked
play versus the Force Table play?
It's,
Like, did it make you go like, I want to play this again?
Yeah, it did. It was more like I had to. I've learned the starter decks a lot more, but now
Yeah.
it's like all these new cards. I had no idea.
Yeah, you
how
just
to,
played
like,
a new brand
how
new
to get
deck.
them going. But
Yeah. That's a big thing.
I did like just touching the cards and playing with it that way was
Yeah.
fun because I have these cards that I haven't even like played on the table.
Right,
with.
right.
Like a fucking
I've only
dork.
played a couple decks, but that's one thing I've learned. Like when I played the deck that you played, I played it the first time, and obviously I lost. But
So did I.
But by a lot.
The second time I did too.
And yeah,
Close.
same.
That
I
was-
haven't
that one
won
was
with
close.
this, but no. But I mean, no, I don't think this is the deck that I beat you.
Oh
with.
yeah, it is.
It is?
3 times in a row.
Oh, okay. But
Believe me, I
either
remember.
way,
Maybe Natalie and I should
when I
play
played
together.
with this deck, I remember I was kind of like playing it like I was playing the other deck, but this deck is like meant to be played different because I don't make them. He just
Yeah,
hands
how do
me.
you-
He
yeah, how
just
are you
hands
supposed
it
to
to me,
know?
and I see the cards for the first
Right.
time as they're in my hand.
Okay, hold on.
You know,
Hold on a second.
So I'm kind
Tactically
I don't
playing.
just hand it to you. I do tell you, here's what your deck wants to do.
Yeah, that's true. But like, I don't. It takes me a play or two to be like,
Yeah.
Yes.
oh, I see.
Yes.
What I should have done with this deck that would have been better against
Yes,
you.
you can't learn. I feel like me beating you those 2 times, Jeff. That's nothing because you don't know the deck at all. You know
Yeah.
nothing about that deck. You just looked
You
at
don't
the
even
cards
know
and
yeah.
you don't know what
So
you're
if-
trying to do with it.
If anybody out there is interested in it, the Force Table is maybe the best thing that I found, and I haven't done a ton of things. That's an amazing AI to play
It is.
against and to just learn the game, which is really cool.
And it does everything for
And
you.
it does everything for you, and you just play cards out, and it works, and it has like a little even a command chain almost of like what happens. So you can actually like look at
Oh, okay.
when you play like a card.
You
it's
did
like
this,
damage,
this
damage,
person did
damage.
this.
Because when the AI takes its turn, it's quick, and you're like, all right, what the fuck
You're
just
like, what
happened to me? And you
happened?
can kind
I
of
see.
look at it to sort of
Yeah.
learn. But the first like 3 games I played, I got my butt kicked. And I was like, what the fuck am I doing?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you start to go, all right, the Vader deck he wants to attack fast and do as much damage
Yeah,
quick.
right, yeah.
But like the Luke deck is like shield and protect your people
Yep.
and get them to hit big numbers in the middle, right? And you try to
Yeah,
play
you
it
gotta
like
figure that out.
And once I figured that out, I'm like, okay, now I'm beating the AI a little more consistently.
Yeah. Is that where the fun is for you so far? Where's the fun in this for you?
Yeah, I think so. It reminds me, and here's where I get the same itch: is when I played Marvel Snap for like a year and a half.
Yeah.
because Marvel Snap is a CCG.
Okay.
It's just on my phone.
Sure.
Because you're making decks of 13 cards, and I'm playing them to these different locations, and they do different shit depending on where they are. It's all that. So
Give you the same feeling.
it gave me the same feeling of playing that, and I wouldn't win that all the time,
Yeah.
so I was okay. Opening packs is always fun.
Yes, I was going to ask you if you enjoyed that.
I did. I was like gonna open half of them. I was like on the couch, and Devin and I were watching some show, and I was like, I opened 12 of them, and I was like, all right, I think I'm gonna stop. And then I was like, nah, I'll open the rest. So I like open the rest.
How about
of
I
them.
just don't?
I was like texting Ryan random pictures of like
It was
cards.
great.
I'm like,
You got a
"Is
bunch
this
of
any
sweet
good?"
legendaries. Yeah, you got some really good cards.
Yeah, in the box, I think I had 7 legendaries.
That's
in the first
that's
box,
above
which is
average for
cool.
sure. Yeah. You're supposed
anyway,
to
so
get
I'm
1
liking
out
it.
of every 8 packs.
Boom.
And so there's only 24 packs, so that's like what 3. So
So anyway, I'm liking it. It's I don't know how I feel about myself for liking it, but it's
feel good, feel confident,
Yeah.
feel sure.
it's cool. So I'm looking forward to hopefully grabbing another box soon if I can find one, and then if I can beat the nerds to it in May.
Well, you're going to pre-order it
Few
with me.
weeks.
That's what you're going to do. We're going to pre-order it together. Now, let me tell you what I feel about you playing Star Wars Unlimited.
Okay.
Oh,
Stop asking
I'm
me fucking
excited.
questions.
Well, listen here, dickhead. Go Google it for a change. I did the same shit to Z, okay? Everything you're asking me, I've asked to Z.
Okay.
And so says he doesn't care, but we'll
Right.
actually because I could also just fucking Google it. But no, it's more fun to just ask somebody you know.
Yeah.
The fact that you are possibly getting into this is giving me this like. It reminds me of when Jeremy and I were into Star Wars Destiny.
Yeah.
We played it hundreds of times together, over and over. And that's all we
Right.
did. And I'm like, if this could happen with Jeff for Star Wars Unlimited, like every time I see you, we just play 2 to 3
Oh, good
games of
way.
Star Wars Unlimited. I'm like, that would
Happen.
be everything because it would justify. Because that's what I felt like when I played with Jeremy with Star Wars Destiny. It justified the
got your
exorbitant
money.
amount of expense that I
Time
paid. But then after he suddenly stopped. Kind of like with the podcast. It's his MO. He's a suddenly stopper. When he suddenly stopped,
stopper.
it happens with
Suddenly
Versus Minions too. Suddenly
It's
stop.
while he
Boom.
drives, too.
Yeah. Everybody knows. I stopped short.
Yeah.
So he suddenly stopped. And Natalie didn't really like it that much.
Yeah.
And so it just died. And that wasn't only his fault. I talked about this before. FFG stopped supporting it, right? If FFG supports this game, I feel like this could be our thing.
Yeah.
And we've had a lot of things over the years. Dr. Stephen Brule is one of them that comes to mind. But if our thing together could be we just played Unlimited,
Yeah.
that would be the fucking coolest fucking thing on the whole fucking world.
Yeah, be fucking.
I'd be so fucking happy. So when you were like, hey, I bought a box and I bought a starter pack, and I was like, buy a deck box now. And you were like,
Come over here.
yeah, he was like, what else I need? And I was like, get a book,
Get
get some sleeves. And he was like, I'm going to
get a
do all the
dork
buying
book.
tomorrow. I was like,
a dork book.
When you were like, guess what? Jeff bought a booster box. I was like, what?
Well, that's the problem is when I went and looked and I was like, if I don't buy it, because I went to Upkeep and I got a bunch of money back there and I asked them if they had anything. They're like, no, we don't have anything. I'm like, listen, guy. And I was talking to the guy. I don't remember what his name was.
His name
I'm
was
like,
Guy.
If I don't buy something the next week, I'm not going to fucking do it. Like I knew myself. I'm like, I'm not going to do it if I
got to do it now.
got
Sell
to
it to
buy
me.
right now.
Give it
Yeah.
to me.
And he was like, we don't
have any. Sorry, you can't fucking have them. And you were like, well, I'm still going to play.
And then you were like, there's one on
found
Miniature
one.
Market. And I
Yeah,
bought the
there was
last one on
one.
Miniature Market.
I don't know. I think that was the last one.
It was.
That
I checked
was
like minutes after I bought it and they're like, sold out.
Wow.
I mean, I think that was the
One,
last
in
one
stock, one.
everywhere.
It's meant to
Everywhere.
be.
I don't
It
think you
had
can buy
7
them
legendaries in it, so it had to be
anywhere.
pretty good.
Yeah, and then you got 7 legendaries. So yeah, I want to ask you, like, is everything okay? Are you doing
don't
okay in
know.
your life? Because you're playing solo games
Devin
now.
and I played a
You're
game.
playing CCGs.
Yeah. Devin and I played a game last night, which I'll talk about. I'll talk about first. I'll just wing it.
You want to go into it now?
No, well, we played a game and we're sitting there, and Devin looks at the cards. They're like just stacked up on because I haven't put them in the dork book yet. She was like, "Are you even gonna like play that?" I'm like, "Well, maybe I want to play.
Maybe
with
I
you."
will.
She's like, "I don't know." I'm like, "You just have to give it a try." She'd give it a try for
Yeah.
sure. I don't know if she'd like it, but I was like, "No, I think I'll play with Ryan." And I was like, I played some online, so I was like, I can make the decks out of these cards and I can put it online and
Yes.
play
Yeah.
it. So she was like, she doesn't really care.
Yeah, no, of
it's not
course.
like
She
she's,
was
like, counting
actually
my money.
asking, like, do you
Yeah.
think you're gonna like?
Yeah.
Was this a smart
She
decision
might
by
have been
you?
very sarcastic. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, are you going to play this fucking thing? Or what
Yeah,
do you-
like
Yeah.
why did you
Why
do
do you
this?
have all these
Natalie
cards?
says that to me a lot.
Yeah.
She was like, if you're just gonna play, who's gonna play with you? And I'm like, well, hopefully Cameron will. This was before you were getting
Yeah,
into it.
and that's cool.
And he does really like it, which is awesome. He likes it a
Yeah.
lot. But if Cameron was not born, I don't know. I think I still would have probably
Yeah.
bought it.
I think so. What I told Joe today at Game and Company that he's coming over Monday for games. So after we play games and they leave, we're going to record a Patreon episode.
Hell yeah.
Perfect.
We got to do a
And then-
BBGP as well.
Yeah, we're going to do a couple, and then and then I was like, we're going to play Star Wars
I
Unlimited.
almost said that. I was like, I wonder.
Sweet.
I was like,
So
I
we're
bet
gonna
Joe
do
would
the
play.
starter
totally
decks,
get
and I
into
think
it.
So Joe could get into it, and that could be like I'll come over 15 minutes early and play.
there is
20 minutes.
also a multiplayer mode
I saw that.
for it. I have not looked into it yet, but it's actually legit. Like Star Wars Destiny, you technically could play with other players, but you still use the basic rules. This game actually has a specific rules
player.
way to play
Yeah.
multiplayer. So that could be something we do as well. It could be potentially like,
Yeah.
the possibilities. They're limited, but it's not just like
zero
nothing. It's
possibilities.
not nothing now. It's not. I wouldn't say it's unlimited.
Yeah.
It's Star Wars limited for the possibilities, but there's still more than zero. So Jeff, we don't just play Star Wars Unlimited, though I wish we did. What else have you been playing?
Okay, so last night Devin and I played a game. So if it sounds like I'm winging, explaining it and talking about it, I am because we just played it and I didn't write about it. So
Love
mind your
it.
business.
Fuck off.
I played a game from Phase Shift Games. I'm almost
right.
positive.
I'll
Double check.
believe you.
It's
Oh,
called
okay.
Drop
I will double check.
Drive.
Okay.
Drop drive.
Drop Drive.
Say that fast. Drop drive.
Drop Drive. Drop Drive.
Drop drive. Drop drive.
Natalie, you
Drop
do it.
drive.
Drop drive.
Drop Drive.
Drop drive. Drop drive. Drop drive. Drop drive. Say it. Seriously, say it 5 times fast.
Drop Drive. Drop Drive. Drop Drive. Drop Drive. Drop Drive.
Wow, that was impressive. I think that was 5.
The last two I had to really work.
Yeah.
You
I
did.
had
You
to
slowed down a
think through
tad,
that
but
one,
it
yeah.
still worked. I can't. Drop drive. Drop drive. Drop drive. Drop drive. Nope, I lost it.
Yeah, phase
Phase shift.
Phase 10.
Phase shift games.
Click on the designer.
Scott R. Smith.
Yeah, Scott something. I don't think
He has designed Dungeon Drop, another DD.
Yep,
Is it
okay.
only DD?
Oh, maybe he's a DD game.
Drop drive, dungeon
Double
drop,
Ds.
dungeon drop, drop too deep, dungeon drop, phase.
Those are
phase
probably all the
shifter.
same thing. So, Dungeon Drop is sort of I don't want to say a prequel to it, but it's in this it has the same sort of mechanics. But Drop Drive is set in space, and I got I got a ton of shit in this box, which is so awesome.
Okay.
There's I have the 5th player expansion thing. There's a whole bunch of add-ons to this game, so I'm really happy because the game seems. I only played the intro level +1.
Does it come with these walls?
Yes. So here's what you do to set this thing up. You set up these walls, Natalie. They're like little borders almost.
I'd say think of the walls from Catacombs.
Yeah, they're like catacombs wall. They're just like cardboard, and they fold out to basically make a giant circly hexy shape. Okay.
Okay.
And then in the middle, you put the sun.
Okay.
The actual sun.
The actual sun. It's hot as fuck.
Cameron.
Okay.
No.
You put your sun.
S-O-N.
Jack,
Cameron
sit
and
there.
Jack.
Sit down in the center of
Yeah,
this
I wanted to put Millie in there, but the rule said a
It
sun.
says sun. Well, Devin, we gotta get to work.
Nope.
If you just had Millie.
Yeah. Okay, well, can't play this one. And what comes in the box is a whole bunch of things they're supposed to represent cargo. So there's gas tanks flying around, pieces of ships, anomalies. There are asteroids of a bunch of really cool. They're almost like Easter eggy colors.
Okay.
Which I kind of like.
And gasoline, that makes cargo.
And yeah,
That's
there you go.
stupid.
Makes
God,
cargo.
Do you get it now?
And there's planets, and everybody gets their own ship, and you basically hold it to start the game.
You hold all the
To
cargo?
set up, you hold everything in your hand.
wow.
All
Okay.
the asteroids, the planets, and you
drop it on the
drop
sun,
it right on
don't
the
you?
sun. Boom, and that sets up
Because the sun
board.
is a semicircle.
Yeah, it's a
Oh, okay.
semicircle,
So
and you're
it'll just
dropping it on
fall
there,
off.
and it basically shoots all the pieces everywhere
Yeah.
within the boundaries.
That's funny.
It's super cool. So that sets up space
I want to play this.
essentially. And
We'll be right back.
I was super excited to set it up. I was like, Devin, do a little slow motion video of me dropping. You know,
Did you post that?
I didn't because Devin sent it to me and I forgot.
No, hold on. Tell me this does not look like a slice of orange.
Okay, that is the prototype thing.
They used an orange slice?
No, I think it's
Oh,
a styrofoam
it's just a-
thing. 'Cause
okay.
all of the stuff in that picture, like the ship and
Yeah, this is all
the planets,
prototype?
are all different in the edition I have.
I see.
Mine is plastic. I would have loved it to be like a rubber. I don't. They probably play tested it a bunch, and the rubber might have shot things everywhere. I don't
Yeah.
know. So yeah,
It does look like an orange.
It's
Doesn't
like
it?
a wooden
But
dome.
yeah, I see it's styrofoam.
I'm gonna submit some pictures because they're lacking on pictures on the Kickstarter.
huge?
Or on the Board Game Geek page? It's really big. It
I
took
see.
up. I bet it was close to 2.5 feet wide.
Damn.
It's a wide.
Oh, wow.
It's a wide thing.
Yeah.
You can shrink it if you want. You don't have to make that boundary
Okay.
as big. You can shrink
Yeah.
it if you want to. You just move around a little faster.
Sure.
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear about this game and what it
Yeah,
is.
so everybody gets a pirate ship that's their color. They get their own spaceship, which just starts on their own planet within the solar system. I'm just going to call that thing the solar system.
Okay.
I think it has whatever. And then everyone draws 2 cards. It's the front and back of their ship, and they put them together to make their ship. Okay. And their ship has things like their attack ability, their range, just stuff on it, and you create. And then you get these exploration cards, and the exploration cards are either a piece of a ship. So you then slide your front and back of your ship apart, and you put a new piece in.
Oh, that's
that
cool.
gives you like powers. It gives you extra storage space. It gives you bonuses when you do stuff. It just adds to your ship. I ended up with like 5 or 6 of them. My ship was like super long. It was sweet.
Oh, sweet.
And the other things that the exploration cards can be are there's passengers. They're like alien passengers. They want to go to the different planets.
Okay.
And then there are specimens that you collect when you go to the different planets. And what you do on your turn is there are these pirate ships, which I wasn't 100% like convinced that I enjoyed, especially with 2 players. But there are these pirate ships that you put out. They match your colors. They basically move around the board and grab stuff.
Okay.
Or if they're close enough to you or you're close enough to them, you can fight them and take their stuff. So that's kind of these pirate ships move around.
Okay.
But the core of the game is you taking this, how do I describe this little plasticky thing? Okay. Think of a paper clip.
Got it.
Okay. But shrink it down. It's
Okay,
plastic,
it's shrunk.
Okay? And think about
They're
like
already really
stacking,
small,
like 5 paper clips on top of each other.
Yes.
Okay.
So they're all like
So-
segmented.
Yeah, it's all segmented,
Linked.
and your ship tells you how big your paperclip thing is. Okay? So you take that paperclip thing and you put it in front of your ship, and you then bend it to be the path in which your ship is going to fly that turn.
Okay.
So it doesn't have to go straight, because in paperclips, think about
Yeah.
kind of bending it.
Yes.
And everything you cross over, you get to pick up.
Oh. Okay.
You get to fuck.
What?
You fuck it.
Yeah, you fuck it. So you go to the asteroid and you fuck it.
Yeah.
And then you go to the gas tank and then you have to fuck that. And then when you get to a planet, you fuck it.
You pick up your fuck it and you fuck it.
Yeah, you fuck it.
You fuck it.
Fuck it.
You fuck it.
Oh my God.
And so if I make this little path that goes across 2 asteroids and like a gas tank or a fuel tank, I pick all those up and I put them in my ship.
Okay.
Cool?
That's cool.
It's
Yeah,
cool.
That does seem cool.
I can on movements I can spend fuel tanks to like redrop my ship somewhere else. It's like a hyperdrive or some shit, right? And then when I get to a planet, what I do is I'm basically delivering all of that shit to these planets. So there are 5 planets that are out there, and I can deliver passengers. Passengers want to be in certain planets, and you get bonuses for dropping them off there. And then you want to sell your asteroids to the planets that want it. So the blue planet wants a pink asteroid, a yellow one, and a white one.
Okay.
And you sell it basically like market style. So when you go there, it's like the white ones are worth 5 credits each. So you sell 4 of them, you'd get 20 credits.
Okay.
Okay.
And then there's a little token that goes in there that blocks it off and then changes the price for the next person to drop off white asteroids at the blue planet. Sort of economy,
Yep,
like
a little market,
Yeah.
like a
basic
market thing.
economy type of
Supply, demand kind of stuff.
Yeah.
thing. If you end up landing on another
Lance.
ship, or you want to land on another ship, there's like a little battle where let's say I go, I'm going to land on Natalie's ship.
Land on
it. So I'm on top of Natalie's ship. And so what we do is like we have like a base level. It says like power. We roll a dice. And we just roll a die, and it's like, here's I have 6 and you have 3. You would take 3 damage, and it would flip over some of your ship cards, or you'd lose some cargo. Or you could like steal cargo. Or if you decide to run into each other and you don't want to fight, you just say, we're not fighting. And you like, it's like open up your ships or something. It has some like lingo to it.
Yeah.
You both get the closest resource to you, or the closest thing that's in the.
I like that. I like that there's like an opportunity to be pacifist.
Yeah, so you can just be like, so I would show up and I would say like, Natalie, we're not going to fight. So Natalie could be like, yeah, we are.
Oh, we're fighting.
Or no, we're not. And
Okay,
then we
fine.
kind of just
Okay.
go from there. Devin and I didn't fight at all. I fought the pirate ships a couple times. In a 2-player game, you're kind of spaced apart.
Right.
So you play until a certain number of those asteroids have been sold to the market. And then that's it. So you get points from selling. You get points from your specimen cards. And the specimen cards say like, you get points for these different types of specimen. You get 2 points for every specimen that's this small or that's this style, right? Just like set collecting.
So this could have been like, they could have used any mechanism to get the stuff,
Yep.
right? They could have used worker placement. They could have used action selection. They could have used anything to do it. And instead they used this paperclip snake thing with a bunch of dropped stuff on there. That's fucking awesome.
It's
That is
cool. It is
thinking outside the
legitimately it's a pick up and deliver game with a market. So I'm literally picking things up and I'm dropping, and this is exactly what you're doing.
Yeah.
You're flying around actually picking things up, tracking
But it could
your
have
own
been
little
like point to
path.
point movement. You know,
Yeah.
you could have like spent
It could have
movement
been railroads.
points.
I'm making railroad tracks to go from one place to
But
another.
no, they decided to do this dexterity thing
Yeah.
on there as well.
And there's some
How
stuff
cool
where
is that?
like there's these things, anomalies that are just in the in the world. And you basically, if you run it over, you draw a card, and it tells you to do something. And one of the anomalies that I had was like connect 6 of the paperclip plastic things, spin it around your thing, pick up all the ones that you touched, and drop it back in there. So it completely changed the whole thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it's one of these things, it's like open world, whatever. Anytime you spend something, you drop it back in. You drop it back into you try to drop it over the sun as best as you can, drop it in there, and it's right back into the
cool.
universe.
Wow.
The Milky Way, the solar system, whatever it is. So
That's our galaxy.
talking about what I liked about the game, I liked the game a lot more than Devin. I do not think this game shines at 2 players. I think it's better at 4
Because you're not getting in anybody's way, right?
We're not. We kind of just did our own
collected your
thing.
own stuff.
Yeah, we did our own thing, which I really enjoyed.
Well, you could make it smaller,
You could shrink it, if
right?
you wanted
That's probably
to.
what you'd want to do in a
you
2-player
could.
game, right?
You might pick up. You probably pick
Too
up
much
stuff a little
stuff.
faster.
You wouldn't like,
which wouldn't be bad.
So you wouldn't scale down the stuff you drop if you make it smaller.
No,
Okay,
It'd just be
I
more
see.
dense.
It's just denser.
it would be denser. The only thing that scales down is how many goods you have to sell to end the game.
I see.
Oh, okay.
But like, and Devin even admitted at the end of the game, she was like, I don't understand why I couldn't figure out like the movement. She was having a hard time understanding. Like, I'm like, Devin, it's your turn. You got to move. She's like, okay. And she started to move the thing. I'm like, you have to use the thing. You have to use
Right,
the
the
paperclip
paperclip thing. Yeah.
And then later she was like, do I just get to pick it up and drop it? I'm like, you have to use the paperclip.
Right, so all the
thing.
paperclip
Like,
thing.
And she's like, I don't understand what my problem was trying to figure out. So she was like, it's a
couldn't
little
get
like,
it. She just
was like, it's a little
couldn't.
finicky. And I was like, I get it. You have to
Yeah.
do some, because she could have dropped it before, but she has to spend something, right? So I get that. For some reason, that process wasn't clicking in her brain, whether it was my explanation or just.
It's probably just
it was-
an unusual thing.
It was Friday night or Saturday night it was Friday night after, having to be up with Jack after his surgery. Like, it just long,
Yeah.
whatever. But like when I was playing, I was like, this is fun. I was like, this little bendable plastic thing that I got to use to move my ship around was a fun thing to do.
Yeah.
Do I want to go directly to this planet, or do I want to like make a little bit of a left turn to pick up that asteroid, and the next turn I'll go
right
to the planet? But this guy needs to go to the blue planet, but I don't have the materials to sell the blue
Earth.
planet. How do I somehow get to the blue planet faster? Right? All of those decisions were kind of just like fun.
Yeah.
I really liked the ship you built and all the stuff that goes like in the middle, like the different pieces of the ship.
Yeah.
My ship at the end was like, I was like freaking sweet. I wanted like 5 more rounds. I would get like 3 extra credits for dropping things off. Devin had an extra like spot for specimen things, so she was trying to collect specimens. All of that stuff was really like cool. Mm-hmm. And I've never played a game like this. I've never just chucked a bunch of shit other than Crash
Yeah.
Octopus. Do you remember playing that?
Yeah, I do. I love that. That was
and that
fun.
was like ended up being flicking.
Oh, yeah. I remember.
Yep.
So I think there's been some fixes from Drop Dungeon to Drop Drive. Drop Dungeon, I think, had a few issues that people have commonly referred to on the Board Game Geek as like, that's kind of. But Drop Drive is getting great reviews on Instagram or on Board Game Geek, and
So this is
people
out?
seem to like it more.
This is out now?
Yeah,
I want to play this.
it's cool.
This seems like something I would genuinely enjoy.
and Devin and I were
have
done
fun.
in 45 minutes.
Wow.
Which was awesome.
Yeah.
I do think so. There are some steps in like, all right, you have to do a lot of like calculating when you roll the dice, you're looking at different pieces like, okay, I roll my dice, I add this number, I had a +2 in the middle of my ship, I rolled a 4, but I get to re-roll. So there's a little kind of like sluggish calculation in your die roll.
Mm-hmm.
And if you get hit, like you get fucked.
Yeah.
Looking at some of the stuff, like if I roll a 6 and Natalie rolls a 1, she's getting 5 of her like pieces of her ship are down. And if she only has 1, she loses the extra cargo. I can take 1.
Yeah.
So it can be, there can be moments where you are just like attacking people.
Yeah.
And you might have a card that gets you points for attacking people or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there might be some aggression.
Okay.
But that means there's also player interaction. So if you're someone who likes player interaction,
Yeah. Then
that's positive.
that.
But if you don't like necessarily just going after people, that's not the whole game, but you
it
may
can
have
happen.
to. They might
Yeah.
get in the way. You might be going, and if you're at the same planet, you automatically have an encounter.
So what were your actual like thoughts on the game? Like your feeling? Were you like, this is awesome? Were you kind of like, okay, I see this? Like, how did you feel?
When I was playing, I was like, this is really cool. And then I knew Devin was not having a ton of fun.
So
and I
it
was
kind of
like-
tanked you a
I was
little
like,
bit.
okay. I'm like, but in my head, I'm like, I think the game group would like this.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
It's also just unique. What I worry about is that allure going to run out?
Yeah.
Me dropping the thing on there is super cool to start with. But, and you can say like, it's got thousands of possibilities or infinite possibilities to drop it, but like, it's still just shit in a
in an arena thing.
right? In
yeah.
a thing.
Yeah.
And I'm just moving to
But
the
there
different
is
places.
a game around it.
There is a good game around it, and there's a ton of content in the box. Like I didn't use most of the stuff that was in there. There were different anomaly cards that I didn't use. There were different ships. There was also even different shit that goes in the space that I didn't know. They're like space mines.
Okay.
That kind of make steer you in different directions that I didn't use.
Yep.
So I'm excited to add that in. I think if we play it, I would add that stuff right now.
I gotcha.
I would be like, let's just do the whole thing.
Yeah.
See how it
Do
is.
this thing the right way.
So overall, I liked it. I'm not gonna say it's like the greatest game, but I think it's a cool game to show people.
Yeah.
And there is a good game around that kind of goofiness of dropping the shit into the thing.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
That
And I don't
part
love pick up and
sounds
deliver games,
awesome.
but this
I
is
hate
like it was
pick up
just
and deliver.
cool.
I do, but that
Right.
sounds like something I want to try.
Right.
It was just cool. So yeah, that was Drop Drive from Phase Shift Games.
Very cool. So last episode, I talked about a game that sat atop my favorites of all time back when I first got into the hobby about 15 years ago. I really am enjoying these look backs as it gives me a chance to dust off the classics that got me interested in the hobby in the first place to sort of reevaluate my feelings on them. Do I still like them? That sort of thing. Natalie mentioned to me that she had never played this latest game that I'm going to talk about today. And when I heard when I heard she never played it, I know, I was aghast and blind with the fury of 1,000 Karens. Really, I was like, what? Really? You've never played that? It's one of my favorite games of all time.
I'm surprised that you haven't played it and it's still in your collection. Those
I
are
know.
two things that surprise me.
yeah.
That
Well,
game,
it's little.
the game, of course, that we're talking
Yeah.
about is obviously Space Hulk Death Angel, another very Ameritrashy game about rolling dice to kill monsters. Only this time, it's all cards. And it's cooperative.
Oh, yeah.
Cooperative.
Whoa.
And it's
Never
got
heard of that.
I know,
Cooperative.
cooperative. I think that's how you pronounce it. Teotihuacan. Cooperative.
Nailed it.
It's got the Everstone mechanic. You ever heard of that game Everstone? Where you can't choose the action you just chose the previous round. And I promised death in a short 30 minutes, Jeff. That was all she needed. Well, 2.5 hours later, we ghost storied the shit out of this game, which means
it was like an hour and a half. Maybe.
which means we were supposed to have died immediately. And ended up winning by the narrowest, luckiest margin. And while I hooted and hollered and jumped for joy, kicking balloons across the room in glee, Natalie, already bogged down with 3 glassfuls of wine, announced that she was finally going to bed, flicked me off, and stormed upstairs.
I haven't been
true.
drinking much lately, and I drank 2 glasses
She
of
was
wine.
soused.
Well, he was kept saying
Hey.
it was quick, but he didn't say how quick. So in my head, I'm like, this will be over in like 30, 40 minutes.
It's in a small box.
And now it's like
just the cards
11
and the dice.
p.m.
Yeah.
And I've drank 2 glasses of wine, and I'm just like, oh my God, I'm so fucking tired. When is this game going to end? And he's like, I thought we'd be dead by now.
Now,
did.
would you have taken... So it took an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you have taken that scenario, hour and a half? Or would you have taken die in 30 minutes, Natalie's sauce, and then you got to go upstairs
For
and do
me,
this stuff?
no, this was it was one of the most epic plays
You
this
might,
game I've
you
ever
might
had.
give up the bang.
For the... Oh, wait, I could have sex?
yeah.
No, I'd fuck
Okay,
this
all right,
game.
well, that was
I'll
the
burn
thing.
this game in a fire.
Okay, that's okay.
I hate this game.
Can I
That's what I was
tell-
saying. Okay, yeah, fuck that game.
No,
Okay.
if Natalie was like, I'll say this, if Natalie was like, I'll make you come right now, but to do that, you have to burn every game in your collection. Goodbye. Games are gone. Games are gone. Even if she's like, this is not the last time
we'll
you're
do it
gonna
tomorrow,
have sex.
but yeah.
I don't care.
That's how much he likes.
So this was one of my all-time faves back in the early days of my gaming journey. But like Claustrophobia, it sat unplayed for the last 4 years, and it was 4 more years since the play before that, and then it was 3 more years since the play before
Who'd
that.
you play it with 4 years
And
ago?
then a year since the remaining bulk of the plays happened, which were all in 2012.
20,012.
2012. You got me all like you questioned me in the middle of
Well, I
my
was just
my going
curious.
on.
Was it Jeff?
Solo? No, it was solo.
Oh.
A lot of the plays of this were solo. So as it's been 12 years since the days I counted this as one of my favorites, what do I think of it now?
Yeah, what?
I love it still.
All right.
Jeff, what else you got?
I got
For those of you who don't know Space Hulk Death Angel, it's a cooperative card game that's simulating the experience. I wrote stimulating.
Your brain.
I wrote stimulating the dudes on a map.
all right. That makes sense. Stimulating them. That's a new game.
Those lucky dudes.
Let's stimulate those dudes on a map. How would you stimulate them? Okay, let's try this again. It's a cooperative game simulating the experience of dudes on a map. The dudes on a map game Space Hulk, which is about space marines being swarmed by gene stealers on the spaceship called the Space Hulk. This game is set in the Warhammer 40k universe and is one of the more challenging cooperative games there are. Basically, you have teams of space marines. If you're playing with 2 players, each player controls 2 of these teams. So each team would have 2 space marines. And at the beginning of the game, the space marines are shuffled up and then they're dealt out randomly in a column, this long column. Remember that column, Jeff? Each space marine is double-sided and can face either the left or the right. Then rooms are placed in some position next to the space marines on either side. And then gene stealers, the monsters of the game, are spawned at some of these locations, again, either to the left or right of the space marines. On your turn, you simply select one of 3 actions to perform with your 2 teams of space marines. So in a 2-player game, each player performs this action twice, one with each team. The actions you can take are move and activate, which allows your space marines to move either up or down in this column, and then change the way they're facing, and then potentially activate a room they're next to. The second action you could choose is to support, which puts a support token on any space marine, which is basically a reroll chip when attacking or defending. And then the last action you can choose is to attack, which allows you to roll the d6 and attack one gene stealer who happens to be in the same row as your space marine, so long as you're facing him. You can't attack if the gene stealer's behind you, for instance. These actions are well and good, but each team of space marines has special text on these action cards that differentiate them in some way, making the game asymmetrical, and it's really this that makes the game sing. For instance, when I take the attack action, the text on the Space Marine that I have says, instead of a normal attack, with this one Space Marine in this color, you can attack 3 times. Okay, my other team's attack action might say, when attacking with this specific Space Marine, he rolls the attack die, but instead of just attacking one Gene Stealer, whatever number he rolls on the die, he kills that many Gene Stealers in the column, but if he rolls a 0, he dies. If you don't have a reroll token or a support token. And these abilities really elevate the game and give you that decision space that's really juicy in a game as random as this that you need to make it sustainable. After the players take their turns, the Gene Stealers attack you. Any swarms of Gene Stealer cards adjacent to a Space Marine will attack. And how that works is when a swarm attacks, it rolls the die. And if the number on the die is equal to or lower than the number of Gene Stealers in the swarm, the Space Marine dies immediately. Instantly dies. So you could have like 2 or 3 Space Marines die in the first turn of the game if you just roll the die wrong. The more Gene Stealers in the swarm, the higher likelihood of death, which is already very likely. Even if there's only one Gene Stealer next to you, you still have a 33% chance of dying. As there's a 0 on this D6. It goes 0 to 5 instead of 1 to 6. So a 0 or a 1 will still kill you. Okay? After that, you spawn new Gene Stealers and then move them. And if you meet certain conditions, you advance to the next room of the Space Hulk, which is another card that rearranges the rooms and spawns more enemies. Okay, the object is to get to the final room and trigger the win condition before you succumb to the Gene Stealer horde. This game is every bit as fun as I remember it being back in the day. It's very Ameritrashy, like I said, which is not something I tend to gravitate towards these days. What? Am I having a stroke? You got it. I don't tend to gravitate towards these days. But if you remember my claustrophobia talk from last episode, the fact that it's cooperative and that there are lots of great decisions to make around which action card to take depending on your combat team special text, it's just really fun to figure out the puzzle of how to do what, when. And I think that's what Jeff would like about this, is you like that timing element, I feel like, in games. Yeah. And this has that, like, when do I take this action? And then you work with your team, your teammates, and your other players to kind of figure out who's going to do what when based on the situation at hand. Okay? Your Space Marines can die very quickly if your rolls don't go well. And this is one of those games where it can snowball out of control in moments. When before, it seemed like you were doing great. Like Ghost Stories. Ghost Stories at the beginning, you're always like, we got this. We're fucking killing ghosts like crazy. And then suddenly you're like, we're dead.
We're dead.
Natalie and I rolled extremely well in the early game, had all of our Space Marines alive through the first 2 rooms, and we were cruising. Then the luck turned and Space Marines started fucking dying. And the walls closed in pretty quickly as the Gene Stealers are now closer to the healthier Space Marines that they were far away from before. And the stress level builds and the tension escalates. And that's where the fun is in this one for me. Shit, you just lost your second yellow Space Marine. That means the entire combat team is dead, and now you only get to activate and take an action for the rest of the game for one of them. And you really feel that sense of loss as the Gene Stealers don't get any easier or less. They keep coming with the same burning intensity as always. Gross. So this is a game of attrition, and I love it, and I'm really happy we played it, and it has survived every cull like Jeff was just talking about that I've ever done, which Jeff is over 1,000 games. It has survived going away for over 1,000.
Its size has helped.
Yeah, its size has definitely helped. It fits. We have it in one of those like little
the plastic
card box cases.
Things. Yeah.
Yes, we have it in one of those, and so It's really, really simple to forget about, honestly.
Yeah, it is.
I love this fucking game. It is not the 10 I probably said it was back in 2012 or 2011 when I played it for the first time. I still think that if there's a cooperative game that Natalie and I are going to play, this is a good one to reach for. Because it provides those moments in cooperative games that you want. You want that tension. You want that we're probably not going to win this feeling, but oh my gosh, if we do, it's great. You don't want a cooperative game to feel easy, and this one surely doesn't. Natalie, what did you think?
I thought this game was good.
Jeff, what did you think?
I don't know. I did like that it was cooperative. I feel like if it wasn't in some way, then
you would hate that.
I wouldn't like it as much. But that makes these kind of games more fun for me because we're like working together to
Natalie,
defeat
this is a dudes on
these
a map.
aliens.
Right.
I hope you know this.
That's why I told her.
This is a
I know.
dudes on a map game. Like
I
Lords
didn't
of
say it was
Waterdeep.
great. I said it was
We
good.
love that
Like
game.
Lords of
That's our
Waterdeep. We
favorite
love the
Dudes on a
Dudes
Map
on a Map
game.
game.
Only with the Skull expansion.
Yeah. Listen to 132 if
Without
you don't know that
the Skull
reference.
expansion, we hate that
That was
game.
funny.
You were real quick. You were right about that. I would only want to play with the Scoundrels of Skullport
Yeah,
expansion.
1,000%.
Right?
I was just wrong about.
You were just wrong about what kind of game it was.
Yes.
Completely. It's a worker placement game that you would enjoy.
The name sounds like
It does because it's like a D&D kind of game.
Okay.
Sorry, continue.
But yeah, when it's a game, where you're like working together to defeat, these aliens and boss things or whatever, and they keep like coming out and you're trying to kill them and stuff. I would prefer those games to be cooperative.
Cooperative.
Usually they are.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's
But,
cool
yeah.
that each team has its own powers. That was fun. Yeah. I mean, I thought it was good.
Oof.
It was good. I would play it
No,
again.
she doesn't.
Okay.
I'm not like as
Say
pumped
you'd like
about
to
it as
reach
you.
for it.
She's struggling here. Yeah.
I mean,
Struggling
I
to say
liked
anything
it.
nice about it.
I did say nice things.
I
About
said you're struggling to say anything nice about
I
it.
said I like the powers and I like the cooperative.
So like the power of the summer. What do you think about that? Bitch, listen back.
I
know this is not a
spoiled
game
for
that.
winning the first one too.
Yeah, that will not happen again.
Natalie was like,
anytime
I was
soon.
drunk. I don't remember.
Yeah,
that.
I know.
Seriously, the last like 30 minutes, I was just like, oh my God, I need to go to bed.
So she asked me, she's like, how often have you won this? And I was like, I don't know that I've won it ever. Maybe once. Maybe I've won it once. And I was like, we got really close one time to winning when I played with Jeff. Again, this was probably a decade ago.
Yeah, it's probably the 8 years ago. You said 4 and 4.
Jeff had
and-
this
yeah.
great card with a power that said, when you're
remember this,
attacking,
yeah.
if you roll a skull, you keep going until you don't.
Yeah.
Where normally you can just attack once and
yeah.
a skull will hit something. But Jeff's power said, if you roll a skull, go again. If you roll a skull, go again. You just keep going. And there were like 15 Gene Stealer cards, and he was our last Space Marine alive. And so the only way to win was if he killed them all. And so he starts
a row.
rolling, and he's like, skull, 14. Skull, 13. We're like, whatever. Skull, 12. Okay. Skull, 11. Skull, 10. Skull,
It was
9.
awesome.
Skull, 8. Skull, 7. Skull,
I can see
6,
Ryan
skull,
screaming.
5, skull, 4. Blank.
Yeah, I know. I think I
then
had
we
like
ended.
9 in a row or
Oh,
something
it was
insane.
so awesome. We were all like
Yeah.
out of our seats, like, oh my God, keep going. Because there's only a skull on half of the sides of the die. So
Yeah.
half the time you should not be rolling a skull. You should not roll a skull 15 times in a row. And he didn't. But he rolled
Yeah.
it like 8 times in a row or
close,
9 times in a row.
yeah.
And it was like, we were all like, oh my God, we
was really
might
fun.
win. And we lost.
I think that was the last time I played it.
Yeah, probably.
I do remember liking and also being frustrated by, which means that I liked it. The perspective almost, where you're looking. You're like, you're looking the wrong way, you fucking
Yeah,
idiot.
damn it. You're
Oh,
not
yeah.
looking the right
You
way.
stupid
Shit.
idiot.
Well,
You
stupid motherfucker.
I mean, that was
was
that
just
was
a cool
fun.
thing.
It's kind
It's
of like
different.
a little puzzle. Like, okay, well, this can take care of these, but these guys can take care of the ones on this side. And then,
Yeah.
oh, I know it's my turn. I'm going to flip these, so the next time I'm going to be able to, like that part was fun.
Yeah.
Also, like claustrophobia, here's the problem with me
Yeah,
talking about this game.
I was going to say that.
You can't really fucking find this motherfucker.
Yeah, the last 2 look
Yeah.
backs.
I know. You can. Okay, you can find
At least
it.
claustrophobia, you can get on the geek market for a decent price.
And there's a similar thing. It's not a decent price, but you can
Yeah, it's
find
not.
it from what is it, Game Nerds or Game? There's some store you can buy Space Hulk Death Angel from. That's like $70, which is ridiculous.
Just some
Don't pay
cards.
$70 for this. Just Pine.
Noble Knights has it.
Just
Noble 70. eBay's got it for
Okay, I might go
Knight.
as far to say $40 is even pushing it. But if you could find it for $40 and you like dudes on a mappy kind of games and you like card games and you like really difficult cooperative games, this is one of the best.
There's no maps. It's just travel size. It's a travel size dudes on a mappy feeling.
It's a very little box that you could travel with anywhere and it gives you that good feeling.
They are.
It should be $30 or less. I mean, I bought it when it first came out. It was cheap. And there's a bunch of expansion content I have for it. Yeah, I don't think because it was 40K, right? So it was what's the company that makes Warhammer?
Games Workshop.
Games Workshop. Yeah. So they were partnering with Fantasy Football for a while, and then that partnership dissolved, right? So then they weren't making him anymore. So you can find it, and if you can find it and you like what I talked about here, you should seek it out because it is so fantastic. Otherwise, I'm sorry, you're fucked.
Yeah,
Jeff, what are you playing?
Okay. Let's talk about more dudes on a map game. Okay. I want to talk about a game called Dungeon Saga Origins.
Dungeon
Saga Origins. I wrote it down like that. It's not Dungeon Origin Saga, right? I said it right.
Dungeon Saga Origin.
Dungeon
this
Saga
cool.
Origin. Okay. This is, I don't want to necessarily say advertised as. I need to do a little bit more research on its origins.
Okay.
But it's it is very Hero Questy.
Ooh, you got me already.
I'm not sure if it's advertised as like a modern Hero Quest.
Okay.
But it's very classic dungeon crawly, dudes on a map, basic kind of, I don't want to say basic, classic characters.
Look at this Jamesian effect again.
Set in a dungeon.
Okay.
So this was Bill kickstarted this some weeks ago, and then he kickstarted a long time ago. He got it in maybe 2 months ago, and we all kind of picked our characters one game night. He's like, pick your character so I can get everything set up and ready for when he picks it. So we picked it last week, and we got our characters ready, and we began our journey in Dungeon Saga Origins.
All right.
Okay. Like I said, this sort of classic style dungeon crawler with really standard's not the right word. I don't want standard to seem like they're shitty, but they're the standard heroes, right?
Yeah.
They're dwarves.
Superman, Batman.
Yes. They're dwarves, they're clerics, paladins, rangers, elves. You know what I mean? Like that type of nerdy dungeon crawler thing. So I'm a dwarf fighter thing. Okay, that's my character. Dave picked the bow shooter.
Oh, the bow shooter, the ranger?
The ranger. I don't know which ranger he is. I forget, but whatever. So we picked our characters. And then they jump right into their adventure in the dungeons of Panathor.
No, Panther.
Some background story that I don't give a fuck.
The Dungeons of Panther. Yeah, who gives a
Bill
shit?
read some story. I'm like, what the fuck?
Narrative in board games never works.
Yeah, and it's
rarely works.
Yeah, and with some of them I can get more into, like haunting, mystery, murder things. I'll listen to a little more.
Well, I feel like they're a little too wordy. Like if they're like
this was so wordy.
If they're like a story to give you like some concise background, I'm cool with that. But like you don't. Sometimes it drags on. And you're like, all right, you're tuning out.
And then what some of these like fantasy kind of things is they have to make up names for stuff. And then you're reading it and you're like, what's a Panathor?
I don't know
and the phalange floppy floopalapa.
I love the phalange floppy floopalapa.
In the back of the dungeon. I'm like, okay, I don't give a fuck. What am I supposed
Let's just
go in
play.
here?
How do I
and
play?
because honestly, and Natalie would agree with me, the basis of all these games is walk in there and kill fucking people. You just kill the people.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
With different fluff.
Yes.
Different fluff. Ooh, the
So
fluffer. I want to be
this
a fluffer.
game, unlike
Wait, no, I don't. You do. Oh shit!
Everyone heard you.
Unlike Hero Quest, you can play this game in two different ways. You can play this game as a one versus all, like a Descent,
Okay.
where someone is playing the bad guys.
Yep.
Or you can play it as a cooperative adventure.
Ooh, does it use an app?
Where you just have yes, there is an app. It's not good according to Bill.
Okay.
So I'm not going to say that it's bad, but I'll say it's bad.
Yeah.
Bill said he's
Secondhand,
like
you're
it
saying
just
it's bad.
doesn't. It's not working.
Okay.
But there's a way that the game can just play itself, just like Defenders of the Realm. Things flip over when things happen, right?
Got it.
It's not like it's nothing new. In that way.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
the game can either control itself, or you can have one person be the bad guys.
Cool.
And we're playing it all cooperatively. So the four of us are on a team
I like
to go
that.
fight bitches. Okay.
All right.
And just like any dungeon crawler, there's tiles, doors, barriers, monsters, minis. All that stuff gets set up depending on whatever mission you're playing. In each round, sounds like every other one. Everybody gets a turn, and then the dungeon goes, and and then the monsters go. There are times in this game which are a little different than some games where if I attack a monster and I like fucking miss or do something, a card might flip over that says like that monster is going to hit you back.
Yeah,
which kind of feels like a fight.
Yeah,
okay. So
or it's like rolling a critical fail.
Yeah, a critical fail. Like they respond, they're going to try to hit you back and not sit there and wait for 4 other people to hit them. So that kind of thematically makes some more sense. So on your turn, you're basically moving and doing an action, or vice versa. And the actions include like fighting, shooting, casting a spell, using a special card, exploring for things like treasure, trying to revive yourself, trading, all the kind of, again, dungeon crawly things that Natalie doesn't like. Cool. Some actions are really quick. Some resolve like kind of automatically. Some need a dice roll. Again, I'm not saying anything that's shocking.
Yeah.
Combat is mostly dice rolling. The attacker rolls a certain number of dice depending on what they're using to attack. The defender rolls a certain amount of dice, and they cancel each other out depending on what they're, same shit.
Sure.
Lots of things can happen when you explore. So explore is you're kind of exploring the area. So he's like, I want to explore. In our first mission, there were like secret doors. So the first thing that we would find is there a secret door in the room? And then other than that, if there wasn't a secret door or you already found it, there were things like treasures, new monsters would pop out apparently. There's traps, right? All this kind of shit that you can explore and find. Players earn, just like in all these other things, as you fight and kill people, you find treasure. You earn gold and experience and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay? Then you keep going through these missions. Let's talk about Dungeon Saga Origins. This is only one play. So we are in the first scenario.
Okay.
So this is going to be a how did I feel after the first scenario, not a full review of the game.
Yeah.
Okay. There will also be, if you're interested, when we play this, and if you're a Patreon backer, Joe and I are going to talk more specifically about like what we did in the mission when we do our Monday night recap.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I need Dungeon Saga Origins to start to pick up a little bit.
All right.
I did.
Not
there
enough
was
happened?
not a lot of excitement in the first
Gotcha.
thing, and that's what is exciting in those games for me is an epic fight,
Right.
a cool card flip. You found some cool stuff.
Nez comes in, gets an achievement.
Yeah, achievements. I got no achievements.
Fuck no achievements.
And I think it has to. If it doesn't, this game is fucking bad.
Oh, no.
There needs to be some excitement,
Yeah,
some
some
ramp
ramp.
up. So I'm really
Right.
I'm
we
holding
said
out.
ramp at the same time.
Yeah. I'm holding out because I think it will. It needs to, because this game wouldn't exist if there wasn't like, I'm going to buy new equipment. I'm going to be able to attack better.
Got
I'm going to have, it's all that stuff needs to ramp up
Okay.
because early on there was no real excitement.
Early on.
I really like I went back and forth with it. I really like the classic nature of just the game.
Yeah.
It gave me kind of like a nostalgia to like, this is like, it didn't feel old. It
New
felt
age, old
but
style.
not in a bad way.
Old style with new new age mechanisms.
It was like, this feels old, but not like in a terrible way.
Yeah.
It's also a game, I don't have to like completely invest my entire brain into,
Yeah.
which is okay.
Yeah.
And it's also be a very good, like, because just like Hero Quest, a family weight dungeon crawler, dudes on a map fighting game.
Yeah.
Anybody could play Hero Quest.
Yeah, for sure.
You could rack it up with Cameron and play
Super
it. He would
simple.
be into it. And
Yeah, he would love
the
it.
same kind of thing with Dungeon Saga Origins. And I've read some people with some reviews on Board Game Geek saying like, this is like kind of like Hero Quest. So you don't need both of them. If you have one, you might not need this one.
Oh, okay.
That kind of stuff is being compared. Some of the issues I'm having is just first one, I need some excitement to ramp up.
well, also, this is not your jam.
Right, it's not.
You know what I mean?
And partly, and I have it in my brain because we're playing Gloomhaven, Jaws of the Lion at the same time.
Yeah.
And Gloomhaven it's better. It's better.
Yeah,
It's better as I have exciting decisions with the cards.
Right.
And those decisions right away excited me in Jaws of the Lion because I've never seen the card play before.
Yeah.
And I think because I've played so many dungeon crawlers like this, that there was nothing exciting there that hooked me right away.
Yeah. Sure.
So I'm hoping that hook comes later.
Yeah.
Okay.
The all of these games fall into this. They try to do something with adjacency, combat, and treasure and finding stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So this one has like a ring in front of you, so you can't. if you're standing in front of a monster, you can't necessarily like leave, or you have to pay a penalty, right? You're engaged almost with a monster. Which gets a little finicky of like, all right, if I'm at the corner, can I move to in front of the guy? I can still engage with them, but can I move? And first play, but just having to like do that and then check the rules about like how to move or line of sight, that kind of stuff in some of these games is a hurdle to get over in the beginning. Because they're all slightly different. They're all kind of the same. When you play all the games, they're all kind of the same.
Yeah.
Well, can you see the person? But it's like, oh, but you can't shoot through doors in this one, but you can in this game.
Right.
Or you can't shoot through a square with a person in it, but you can in this game.
this
And
game.
it's just like, I feel like I should know every adjacency rule, but they're all slightly different.
Slightly different. And you don't know which one belongs to which game.
Slightly annoying, right? Or like treasure. It's like, I found treasure, but that treasure was a trap. That's not a treasure. That's a fuck.
It's a mimic.
Right? So that's not cool. I also wish the minis of the characters were different color. They're all gray. So they need Natalie to paint them.
Paint them, Natalie. Paint them up.
Well, I
need to get back into
asked
that.
Bill, so we were kind of chatting about it. Joel was like, I'll paint it, and we were kind of laughing about it. And I like looked at Bill, I was like, Bill, would that make you nervous?
Yeah, he wouldn't let him.
He's like, no, he's not going to paint it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, he wouldn't
They're
let
all
him.
this shade of gray. And, you know, they could have just made the characters, the 10 characters you can be in this game, they could have just made them like a lighter gray or something else that would have made them stand out. But looking at the map, you can't tell who's who. They're just kind of like all the same gray color.
Yeah.
So anyway, I will report back. It will be in our Patreon thing where we play it because Bill's going to keep picking it. No matter what. And
Yep.
So
He doesn't
there's
give a
like
shit.
different
what- yeah.
scenarios or something?
Yeah, it's a whole bunch of stuff. So at the end of this thing, we got our money and we're going to go shopping just like
Oh, okay.
Gloomhaven or just like these other ones. And there's
Yeah.
some stuff that we can buy and upgrade. And then the
Yeah.
next scenario is
So
you go
hopefully
into the...
this is the worst
Yeah.
of it because you're just like a base guy.
Right. Here you go into the dungeon of Goobly-Gok and there's a big Goobly monster at the end of the... Who fucking cares? You know
Oh,
what I'm
I
saying?
like that.
Yeah.
Googly Gok.
The Goobly-Gok monster.
Cave and the Googly Gok monster.
Yeah, put it in,
Ooh, I like
put it in
that.
grit, Jeremy.
Now, you know, oh my God, Jeff, I want to applaud you right now. Are you done with,
You gonna clap?
well, I should.
I have one.
Thank you,
I have
Jeff.
one idea that
Yeah.
I want to say before. Okay.
Okay.
We were talking about this on Monday night. I don't know how everybody has not done it. If you're out there and you do this, I have it copywritten already, so don't fucking steal my idea.
It's Jeff's.
How is there not
take it,
a
it's Jeff's.
dungeon crawling attacking game that uses the dice strike mechanism?
Oh, yeah.
So think about this. So I'm attacking a zombie.
strike it.
Zombie starts with like a base of like 3 defense. I
Okay.
put a 3 die in the strike arena.
Okay, you go to strike
And
your
I
die.
can choose to like roll, or I can choose to like
Strike it.
try to hit the die.
Keep going.
That,
What
I
happens?
don't know.
So you
like,
hit it?
Now I hit it. So my dice, like maybe that knocks to a 2,
And it becomes
mine's
a 5?
and I'm boom. Or if I try to strike it and it becomes a 5, it like overpowered me or something.
yeah, it's
there's
like a
got to be a
risk.
strike mechanism.
I would like you to
That's
design this.
very cool.
Get into
Wouldn't
it,
that be
man.
cool?
That sounds
Whoever
amazing.
is out there,
No, you.
me. I will help you.
I don't want to fucking do it.
I'll
I'm
help
just
you
the
with mechanics.
I'm just
You're
the
a
idea
game.
man.
Yeah, there are
Yeah.
some game designers out there.
Can we
that are
call
better than
this
me, but that
game
would be cool.
number blind? Number blindness.
Oh my god.
Because this is all you. All right.
Yeah.
Before you
Okay.
go to the next game you have, I wanted
Yeah.
to take a second, and I won't spend too much time on this because we are first and foremost a board game specific podcast. But
True.
I would be remiss if I did not talk about the thing that I'm having so much fun playing lately. That's still in the game arena. And it's RPGs. I just want to
Yeah.
talk briefly about the 2 that I'm playing that Jeff just kind of talked about. One of them.
Briefly.
I'm not going to go on forever. I
No,
understand.
that's okay. I need a break
under-
because I'm doing the next game. So go ahead.
well, I understand people who listen to board game podcasts don't want to listen to RPGs, and so I'm not going to really go into mechanisms of RPGs. I'm going to just talk about my feelings about how I've been playing them.
Okay.
All right, because I remember when Lords of the Dungeon came out. And I was like, I don't want to listen to that. I just want to
Yeah.
listen to the Secret Ball.
Yeah.
I don't care about Lord of the Dungeon, but some people do, right? Anyway, this is not the Lords of the Dungeon segment. This is just me, Natalie. Damn it! This is just me having a
You're
good
already
time.
dragging
Let me
it
have a
out.
time. Damn it, Natalie!
Let's go to the bathroom. You want to go to the
Just let
bathroom?
me have fun.
Natalie and I will be back in a couple minutes.
All right, so I've been playing a lot of Jeremy, the OG Gamecasters design Grit, and then on every other week, I've been playing with Ben Kennard from the kind of defunct, but not really now. Date Night Thrice because they're still doing
Yeah,
the.
come on, guys, make up your mind.
They're still doing the D-list sometimes.
Either do it every week
Occasionally
so I
they
can
will-
listen to you.
Yeah.
You're toying with my emotions.
Yeah.
I want you to be back, and then you're kind of back, but then you're kind of not, and it hurts me. Okay?
We just want them. No, but so
Yeah.
I'm playing in a D&D campaign with that Ben is GMing.
Cool.
And these 2 things could not be. They're the same. I guess there's board games like this too, so maybe it doesn't blow my mind as much as I think. But they're similar because they're both role playing games.
Yeah.
Where one person is the GM, and then people are characters, and then you're going through a story, and then the stuff's happening. You're rolling dice. Okay, it's the same shit.
Yeah.
But they're so at opposite ends of the RPG spectrum that it's just so cool that they both exist because I love them both for different reasons. And I'm having so much fun playing. First of all, Ben is a lights out awesome game master.
Well, he puts a lot of effort into it.
No, he does not. That's like saying Muhammad Ali was a decent boxer. That's what that's like saying. Okay,
Ben Kennard is the Muhammad Ali.
Ben does not just put a lot of effort in it. Ben Kennard lives and breathes the stuff that he comes up with and does is so impressive to me. Like playing in the game with him, I'm just like, oh my, you know what it's like? It's like I'll be playing my guitar and I'm like, I'm pretty fucking good. And then I would hear my dad play and I'd be like, I'm never playing again.
Yeah.
And that's how it is when I'm like, all right, I got some cool ideas to GM this RPG. And I play with Ben and I'm like, how did he just do all this? What the fuck? I'm never doing that. All right. So in D&D, what I'm really liking about playing that, I get to be creative in both these games, which is my favorite thing to do ever, is just be creative. I love that. So that's why I'm liking the RPGs, first of all. So if you have never dipped your toes in an RPG and you really like to be creative, I would suggest you try it. And you could try it with me. I'll play one with you. Anyway, what I love about D&D is while I get to be creative, it is much more tactical and about the mechanisms, right? You're playing like a tactical skirmish, kind of like a dungeon crawly dudes on a map game a lot in D&D. There's also role play elements, of course, but it heavily leans into, I'm a wizard, so I have 100 spells that I can cast, and each spell has like paragraphs of text with how it works, and there's a lot of different like ins and outs and things and bits and bobs to do. And Ben is like the
bits and bobs.
Ben is like the puppet master, and he's corralling it all. He like seems to know the rules to everything you try to do, and he's so
because he studies,
good.
Because he probably thinks like, all right, when they go
does.
into this room, here's the options. Let me figure out what they can do. That's great.
It's like I'm like, I want to go fuck this dwarf over here in the corner. He's like, all right, you go in the corner,
Well, I
and
already had a
there's
thing for that.
and he's like, he's got like tons of stuff written about it. He made a scenario
Well, he knows that
where
you're gonna
I
say
was
fucking.
like, I was like in this. He like put us through this scenario. We were just in this house and we were trying to get this cat back for this woman. Okay, and there was these little monsters in the house.
Emily?
Firefighters.
There was these monsters in the house that were like attacking and like trapping this cat. Okay, so Ben made this. I went upstairs to like look for some stuff, and there was books on the shelf, and they were like porn that Ben like made.
Yeah, that's funny.
Just so I could find them.
No.
Yeah, it's like stuff like that. Like I was like, oh my gosh, it like blew my. It was like so fucking cool. So then on the other end of the spectrum, you have grit, and grit might be my most favorite thing to do nowadays. I only want to play this thing. It's the exact opposite end of the spectrum where it is not. The mechanisms are not the thing that you're focusing on. It's only the role play.
And they're like one shot.
And it's like one shot, where D&D is building this big story up over time in this campaign, and you're getting to know your character and you're leveling up, and it feels really cool to do that. Grit has no levels. It doesn't do any of that shit. You really are meant to just play one night for like 2 hours, start to finish. It would be. I think Grit is perfect for somebody who doesn't know if they want to play RPGs to find out if they like RPGs.
Yeah, that's my kind of.
Like Jeff, if you ever wanted to do something like that, like to role play, I think Grit is the perfect fucking thing for you because it's an hour and a half sometimes, maybe 2 hours tops, and you're one and done. You're in and out. You don't have to ever do it again. If you want
to hang out with Jeremy,
and you get to hang out with Jeremy,
Yep.
and Jeremy is another amazing GM. He's a very good GM. It's awesome to go through his games, and I'm having so much fun doing these things. I'm constantly playing Grit with Jeremy. I'm playing D&D with Ben, and I'm having a fucking blast doing it. I just wanted to kind of get that out there and just say that I love it. If you love RPGs, I'd love to talk about them with you. So in Discord, talk to me. That'd be so cool. We could play some. I would love it. Jeff, what else have you been playing?
Okay, so I want to mention two things quickly before we go into whatever segment's next. I played.
Who even knows?
Who cares? What are we doing here? I played this game called Side Quests. Okay.
Side quests.
Board and dice.
Ooh, I like board and dice.
Are dabbling. What seems like dabbling in the escapee room puzzle kind of games.
Oh.
Okay.
And we all know that's all we play.
You do
I'll play
like
all
that.
of them.
Yep.
Well, isn't there one we played
All of
today?
them.
We can talk
We
about.
played Dimensions again today. We're on the third of fourth in Dimensions.
Real quick, before you even say anything else, I'm loving that.
Me too. It's really
Yeah.
fun.
It is
That's
cool.
like so fun.
It was fun.
Yeah, it's for like what? It's like the thing's sweet. You're like looking for different things.
You get
and
so
the
much
puzzles
stuff.
in this one were cool.
Yeah.
They were a step above the chasing, the counting things.
Yes.
Yes. So that was really
Which I'm
nice to
happy
see.
about.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
ramp up the difficulty, I guess. It's complicated. Yeah.
Yeah, so I would play, and I might not like them all or buy them all, but always play a puzzly, escape roomy
It's your
type
jam.
of game.
That's your
Totally.
jam.
So when I saw
Natalie
that
too.
Board and Dice was going to do this, I was like, cool. 'Cause they're fucking
they're
awesome.
great.
So they're going to have this series just like Unlock or Exit.
Okay.
Theirs is going to be called Side Quest.
I see.
And then they're going to have a name. So the one that I played was Side Quest Nemesis.
Got it.
Okay.
And that is set in the Nemesis world. And it is a side quest. It's not the
Not
main...
the Nemesis world from Awakened Realms.
Oh, the Nemesis world from Awakened.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
And so this is an adjacent thing in this Nemesis whatever. So in this game, you are Captain something.
Jack Sparrow.
Yep, you are Captain. No, that's the other one.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's not Jack Sparrow, but you are some captain in the Nemesis world, and you have to go aboard this ship that seems to be maybe spiraling out of control. It's not responding, so you and your team are going to go on, try to make sure the cargo is okay, and if you know anything about Nemesis, there's fucking aliens.
Yeah, there's aliens on there.
And
Just
they
a
might be
Space
fucking.
Hulk,
I have
too,
no
right?
idea.
James
Yeah.
in effect.
So this one is, again, Side Quest Nemesis. The other one that I have that I haven't played yet is called Side Quest 7th Sea.
Okay.
If you could look that up really
Yeah,
quick.
will do.
I don't know the IP that is from, but it says it in
It's not
there.
Seventh Continent or something?
It's not 7th Continent, 7th Sea. So look up. So this says right here in the description for Nemesis, right? That it's in the Nemesis.
A game puzzle, blah, 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 in the Nemesis universe.
Yeah.
So they're partnering with Awakened Realms then.
They must be, or I don't know how open that IP is. You know what I mean? Or,
Oh, it's a tabletop RPG system.
Okay.
The Seventh Sea.
So I don't know that well, but that's like a piratey theme.
Cool.
In my brain, I was like, maybe it's a Robinson Crusoe or something like that. So I don't know that, but I knew Nemesis, so I was like, let's play the Nemesis one.
Yeah.
And I like the idea that all of these are set in a world that some people might know. And just like how
Yeah,
the
that's
Unlocked
cool.
Star
That's a
Wars
good
did really
idea.
well.
Yep.
So this is, again, another puzzly type game. There is no internet to this one, so you can just kind of play it, and you can also replay it. I will have, there's going to be a couple copies at Nerdfest.
Ooh.
Oh, sweet.
Of those. They'll be in the auction, but I'll bring mine as well. You can just borrow it and play it if you're there.
Very cool.
It has some cool things. So it came with the box itself.
Okay.
There are these like almost borders that you stick into the box to create like a room.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
And some of the cards end up like sliding into the box, and you can like look in the box, and there's like a little floor. Not gonna do like spoiler stuff. There's also like 2 or 3 punch boards with different puzzles that you have to do in the punch boards. There's a polyomino type of thing.
Oh, I like that.
And then
cool.
what I thought was interesting about this is that you set out like rooms. So it almost like you enter the ship on the one side, and then you are moving throughout these rooms. So as you move into a room, you flip it over and you flip an event card over. And the event card is like a mini puzzle.
Ooh.
One of the first ones that I'll just mention is like this alien is attacking you.
Okay.
Okay. And you look at the alien and it's like, how are you going to attack the alien? And it gives you choices. And there are little clues within the card as you're kind of looking at how you should attack this alien.
Yeah.
And you like say, all right,
So there's like a right answer.
I'm gonna punch it in the dick. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a right answer. So then you go to like just this foldable thing. You open it up. It says, all right, whatever your answer is, go to number 31. You open
Right.
it up and it's like, all right, if you punch it in the dick, good
Yep,
job.
which you did.
If you didn't,
That's what you're supposed
take
to
a
do.
take a penalty card or whatever.
Okay.
So there's a little bit of like scenario eventy kind of things that are happening as you're trying to solve the puzzle.
Yeah.
So the cards have mini puzzles, the events have mini puzzles, and then when you go to the rooms, then the rooms give you the cards to solve the unlock type of puzzles or the dimensions type of puzzles.
Sure.
It was fun. Devin and I, it took us, it's a little longer than an hour. It's probably closer to an hour and a half. The 7th Sea one seems even a smidge longer, even.
Okay.
Which I'm cool with. I'm fine with an
Yeah.
hour and a half of playing those types of games.
Right, that's not bad.
I would say with the size of the stuff. So overall, I liked it. It's cool. I'm glad I have it. I'm going to play the 7th Sea one and give it to whoever wants to play it
yeah,
next.
so it's like Unlock where it's like a reusable thing.
So I put all the like little polyomino pieces, all the punch boards in like a little Ziploc.
Okay.
So they're there. So instead of take the punch board out and punch it, you just have to
Right.
unzip the bag.
Just,
yeah. And
Take out your suck it.
Just
you
suck it. Yeah, you suck it.
Yeah, you suck it.
and so I'll play both of those, and
okay.
I'm really liking it. But the if I'm talking about downside, I would say it's probably best at like 2,
Yeah.
maybe 3. The cards are smaller. You have to really look at pictures kind of closely.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I wish they were like, I know Nemesis is this dark, dim, dark blues, blacks kind of
Yeah.
world, but I wish that was like a little more evident in what I'm looking at.
Sure.
I didn't feel, Devin and I did not feel stupid playing the game.
ooh, that's good news
We
for us.
also
Yeah.
needed to just like Devin and I, for a couple of them, overthought them because we've played so many of them. Like, they're trying to trick us.
Yeah.
They didn't try to trick us.
It was simpler than you thought.
A lot of that's happened in Dimensions, I feel like, too. I'm like, oh, what could this be? Oh, it's just this.
Right.
But that was really fun. So I'm impressed with their ability to do something a little bit different in a world that seems like there's nothing new.
Yeah.
Sure.
That felt fresh, and I was really happy to play that one.
It's a fresher.
And I'll play the 7th Sea one, and I'll follow up with that.
Well, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
If you're set.
No, please do.
You have played side quest Nemesis now, and you compared it to Unlock and Exit.
Yeah.
What rank it?
Oh man. That's hard. I've played so many.
Okay,
Unlocks.
Generally rank it. You know what I mean? Like
the main.
Would you
way
say like,
play.
okay, this is like the next kind of thing?
I think it might be. I think the reason why this might be the next unlock is because of the IPs that they could get. Mm-hmm. If they can get IPs that make people interested in it,
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a huge hit.
Okay.
And they can continue to do something a little different. If it's the room exploration and the event cards, cool. Maybe keep going with that and go in that direction. I really appreciate that there's not an app if you don't want to like deal with the phone. Like I like the unlock stuff, and the unlock they've used the app so cool in some of them where it's like there's no timer.
Yeah, I like
nobody
that.
cares about points.
Yeah.
There was like in this scenario, there was a couple different endings. It was like, all right, you ended the mission. What do you have? And then read the ending, right?
Yeah.
None of it really mattered. You just like finished it.
Yeah.
But the exit games are destructible.
Yeah.
Which I like the exit games for more than 2 people.
Yeah.
2 people.
Right.
We've gotten stuck with the exit games.
yeah.
Yep.
They're a little harder.
Same.
So if it's just Devin and I, we're probably going to play an unlock or a side
Or
quest.
this. So it does stand.
I think it
Head
does.
and shoulders
At
with
least
them?
this one did. I'm going to play the 7th Sea, and that one might suck. And then we'll be like, well, that.
Well, we got to play it too because we got a copy of it. We should play
we
this
do?
thing.
Yeah.
Jeff brought it over
Oh,
to us last
sweet.
time. Yep, I'm very excited
so
to give
play
this a try
play
now.
play the Nemesis one, and then
Okay.
we'll compare. And then
Yeah,
maybe,
totally.
and then those will be at Nerdfest too. If you're going to be at Nerdfest, you can do that.
Oh, we'll
yeah.
be there.
Yeah, you'll be there.
We'll be there. Hell yeah.
I want to quickly talk. Go ahead.
Oh no, you go ahead.
Oh God. Okay. Very fast. So one of the 3 of our favorite games,
Yeah.
our favorite road trip game,
Ooh, Dark Stories.
Dark Stories.
So Dark Stories has gotten a reprint, refreshing, language finishing, translating kind of thing. So if you are in the United States, this is called Dark Stories. Okay. If Natalie hates Ryan so much.
I hate you. God damn it.
That's rude. We got married. I thought you loved me. You're supposed to love me.
Fuck, what was I saying? Anyway,
Dark Stories.
So it's called
Sorry.
Dark Stories here. If you've, it was originally I think published as Black Stories.
Yeah.
In different like countries around the world, whatever. So essentially, it's this game where you look at a card and there's like a sentence or 2 on the front, and then everybody else just asks yes or no questions, try to figure out the entire story.
Mm-hmm.
So this thing got a refreshing, okay, from Ada Games, which is also part of the Greater Than Games Flat River kind of.
Okay. What did they do to it?
So they took boxes 1 and 2. So
The best 2.
The best 2, and they put them in one box.
Awesome. So
which is
100 cards.
There's 100 cards.
Ooh.
It is in a fucking sweet like magnetic box.
Ooh.
Right? In a magnetic
Are they the
box.
same oversized, big size?
Yeah, same big cards. So the box is a little bigger, and then they did the crime one. You know, remember the true crime one?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they have the
one
true
was
crime
okay.
one and something else. There's like a
The
different
movies one.
Yeah, maybe movies. And
There is
both of
a
them?
movies one.
Yeah, maybe it's both of them. And they put that in a 100
So
card
is it
thing.
the same cards as before?
It's mostly the same cards.
scenario.
There have been some tweaks to just language and
Damn,
things like
I would
that.
love more.
Yeah, I know
me
because
too.
there was like a couple of them, or maybe like the main one where like we went through all of them so many
Yeah.
times we know them.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
you would know them all, and I know them all. I'm trying to get my students to like play them,
Yeah.
so I put them like up on the board for them to just like look at and ask questions.
That's a cool idea.
We should bring this in.
But I wanted to mention it, so I'm going to leave. So the original stuff, the Dark Story stuff, I'm going to put in the game library,
Fuck yes.
and then I'm going to keep my new copy because
Yeah.
it's way better.
Oh, cool.
Oh, that's
so
great.
I'll put all that stuff there.
That's cool.
It is the best road trip sitting around
It is.
game ever.
It's so great. It's a great game to play in the middle of another game.
Yeah.
Over
So-
top of another game.
Yeah, or
What
even just like the most random thing popped in my mind. We played this game years ago.
Stephanie and JP's.
No.
Oh.
At work. we lost power at work. But,
Oh, yeah.
But they thought it was going to come back on soon, so they didn't let us go
Just
home.
playing
So a
Yeah.
bunch of employees,
And
we just gathered in a group.
Yeah, we were
and
just hanging out playing.
Did this? It was so. That's right. That was so
Yeah.
fun.
So when you go to look it up, it also got like it got a name. It's called Mystery Detective.
oh, they changed the name.
Oh, okay.
So Mystery Detective. We'll add it to the thumbnail. So we'll put it on the thumbnail.
But that's
so
cool.
Mystery Detective is the name of both of them. So there's Volume 1 and Volume 2. So the Volume 2 is the funny deaths and real life cases.
Got it. Oh yeah, real life crime, the true crime.
Yeah, and then the other one is the classics, the 100 classics.
Yeah.
If you're looking for a game to play in the car or light background, Mystery Detective, or if you just search Dark Stories, it'll come up. Is so awesome, and I just want to say that it got
It's fun.
it got a freshening.
That's cool.
And I'm going on break. Yeah, it does.
I'm going on
It
break.
does look like the same, exactly the same artwork
and all
too.
the art is the same too. Yep,
Wow.
it was just tweaked and I think re-released.
Oh, yeah, you can see a picture of the cards here. They look exactly
They're
the same.
exactly the same. But Mystery Detective, I feel like we haven't mentioned it a lot, and it's awesome, and
You're
people
right.
need
I
to
mean,
look at it.
God, I haven't played that in so long, and they're so fun.
Oh,
Those
we
games are
loved
so
it.
fucking
They're
fun.
great.
That's a cool game.
One thing I was going to say real quick.
Yep.
This is just random because I thought of it from you talking about side quest. I don't think we mentioned, but we took the kids. They did like really well in school, their first semester of school, and we rewarded them with taking them to an escape room.
Oh,
and
yeah.
only Cameron had ever really done one.
yeah.
And so we took the whole family and we went to this like kind of family friendly one. It was like about like you're in a fire station and you had to like you're like a firefighters and you had to rescue these. There was like 8 animals that you had to rescue from this like house.
Okay.
And they're like it's just a bunch
That's
of stuffed
cool.
animals.
Oh,
Yeah.
such a cool theme.
How
And
fun.
it was so much fun, and like it was like the perfect like puzzle weight for like the kids. And so
That's fun.
because me and Ryan were like worried at first. We're like, oh man, are we just
Yeah.
gonna have to do all the work? And they're just like not really doing much. But no, it wasn't like that at all. Like we
Good.
were working together with them, and they were really involved, and it was like such a
They
blast.
got the itch. They want to do like 100
Yeah.
of them, don't they?
They loved them. When we
that's
were
cool.
we also like bowled with them afterward.
Yeah.
Didn't go
That
so well.
didn't go as great.
Why is Lexi really good?
So
Beat everyone?
I bowled.
No, well, because there wasn't bumpers, and so they basically all sucked.
the scores were like I bowled like 180
180.
something. Lexi bowled 5.
Oh Lord.
Cameron
She could've thrown it
got
like a granny.
30. Scarlett got the most. Scarlett like beat them with like 40. I mean, right?
Rough.
Yeah.
And they were having so much fun at first, and then it was all about
Thanks a
I
lot,
can't do
bowling.
it.
Well, they love
Yeah.
bowling. They're like, yeah, we love bowling,
Yeah.
and then but this place didn't have
Bumpers.
and I think that they've only ever
bumpers.
I know, and so we were kind of like, oh, you don't know how to bowl.
What's the name of that
without
bowling
bumpers?
alley?
Well, okay, it was like in a bar. So
Well,
they had
it
like
was
5
like-
lanes.
Well, okay, it was like this place. It was really weird. It's like this big, huge warehouse, and in the warehouse, there's a bunch of different places. There was an escape room. There was
okay,
like an
yeah.
axe throwing, and this part was like part of the axe throwing / go-kart place. And like
All right.
restaurants, all this stuff.
Yeah,
So
they get
it was
sort
just
of a pass.
it was,
They get sort of
no,
a pass.
it was
not a
only-
bowling
with
alley.
It was only
lanes.
6
Got it. Okay.
lanes,
Yeah, they
and we
get a
were the
pass.
only ones there the whole time by
I'll
ourselves.
forgive them. I won't
Yeah.
call
But they kept saying, they were like, what's your favorite part about our thing that we did? And they were like, the escape room by far.
Yeah.
Cool.
They
Well, even
fucking loved
Lexi,
it.
like me and her worked on one of the puzzles together, and we like figured it out, and she like ran up to me. It was like shaking me.
Cool.
She was just like,
She
"That
was?
I love working with you so much. That
Is that
was so
what
fun."
she said?
Yeah, it was
I
really
missed that.
like,
Me and
cool.
Cameron were doing something.
I feel like if when my kids say stuff like that to me, I'm like, okay, and then
I
I
know.
like start to cry.
yeah.
I'm like,
You're like, oh, God. Oh,
so
God.
cool.
She was like truly like
I love you.
excited. Yeah. But it was really fun.
Good.
The Gamecasters have a sponsor. We have partnered up with Modern Meeple, company behind the famous Gamey Susan, which is a lazy Susan that holds extremely high-quality board game component trays. These trays are the picture of luxury. Made right here in the USA, they are made from a wood-based material that's dyed throughout with a number of different colors to choose from, and should you drop or ding them, they will still retain that color. These things are so great looking on the table, and displaying them on your game shelves will really elevate your status with your neighbor, which is good because he's been lording that damn elk head over the fireplace for the last 5 years and really needs to shut up. So head on over to modernmeeple.com to check out all the great products they have. And if you find something you like, enter discount code GAMECASTERS at checkout to receive free shipping and a couple cool Gamecasters keychains as well. Once again, that's modernmeeple.com.
The Gateway Network is now defunct, but our merchandise sure isn't. If you're looking to get some great Gamecasters or Mad Board Gamer gear, head on over to thegatewaynetwork.com/store and you'll find that there. We have also partnered up with Tim of Sir Meeple, who is creating custom Gamecasters designs for us, so you can go to sirmeeple.com, click the pull down under creators, and find us there under Board Game Podcasts. More stuff will be added frequently, and what a great way to support two creators at the same time. A dream for most of us, am I right, Natalie? So once again, that's sirmeeple.com. You click the pull down under creators and find us under Board Game Podcasts.
If you're looking to support the show, maybe consider flushing your money down the Gamecasters toilet by way of our Patreon page. There are 4 different tiers which will get you access to behind-the-scenes content, exclusive content, or content ahead of time. You will also get swag that nobody else has access to, and just the opportunity to help out and support a podcast which you sometimes listen to. We have amazing patrons. Thank you so much for your support, guys. If you'd like to donate to help us pay for things like hosting fees and that blank that Jeff's had his eye on, please head on over to patreon.com/the Gamecasters to help out. Possibly the best way to interact with all of us, though, is via our Discord server. If you go to the Gamecasters Instagram page, you can check out our link tree in our bio to get access to our server. It's a great way to engage with all 3 of us on a daily basis, as well as meet a bunch of like-minded, awesome people. So check out our Discord server.
It's time for the segment called, here we go, it's called Rapid Fire! Oh, Rapid Fire! Pew, Rapid Fire! Pew, pew, Rapid Fire!
Hey guys, now that everybody's pumped up, time for some rapid fire. Are you guys ready?
I cannot wait.
You gotta be quick.
I have to be.
Well, all right,
Rapid
we'll be quick, but you have
fire.
to. But go back through what we're doing here
Okay,
in this.
rapid fire.
No, quick now.
Real simple. Real simple. I'm just gonna say a bunch of stuff. I'm gonna throw it out there at you, and you're gonna have to answer them.
I'm not good at that.
And you. I mean, you
yes
know,
or no
you don't have to be
questions.
crazy. You don't have to be crazy like fast, but like don't just like sit there and think about
I know.
it. Just like think of something
as
quick.
soon as
and
I
say
can
it.
get something out of my mouth, because I'm not going to be able to instantly snap react.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Okay.
I'll try.
You ready?
Let's do
Here's
it.
the first one.
All right. Okay.
Jim or Dwight?
Jim.
Jim.
Fuck. I think I might say Dwight. Fuck.
What? It's too late.
Dwight's
You
just
said
so
Jim.
funny.
Sorry.
God damn it! Why
All
did I
right.
do that?
Ready?
Dwight.
Pools or hot tubs?
Pools.
Neither.
Neither.
You don't like to
disgusting.
swim?
You don't like hot tubs?
I don't like.
I like hot tubs.
Who cares?
I don't really care about hot tubs. I didn't know you didn't like to swim.
Like, it's fine, but I'm not like, be like, yay, swimming.
When we go to
I don't go out of my way to
like
go
if we go to
swimming.
like a hotel, it's not like something that's super cool,
I
I
never do
guess.
that.
But I don't know. I just like if someone's got a nice in-ground pool, I'm always kind of like, I want to swim in that.
Cool. I'll go swimming, but I'm not like
You don't get excited to swim.
go out to go swimming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. Water slides or roller coasters?
Mainly because I
Water
don't like
slides.
taking my shirt off.
I'm the same way.
Yeah. Like,
Well-
I don't like anybody I don't like being in a bathing suit.
I hate taking my. I fucking
Yeah.
hate
Yeah.
it more than anything.
So I'm going to say whatever the other of water.
When we
slides.
have sex, I just put my
Oh.
dick through the little pee hole in the pants, and then
roller coasters? Well, I'm here.
Oh,
curious.
wait,
No,
what is
water
it again?
slides.
Water slides or roller coasters?
I have to
slides.
pick water slides.
water slides.
Roller
Fuck
coasters
roller
all the way.
coasters.
Fuck
Yeah.
water slides.
Whoa, that's rude.
Sorry, I hate water slides.
I guess so.
I love water slides.
Okay, ready, go. Favorite kitchen utensil?
Fork.
Spatula.
I think I like a whisk.
I like the fork because it's like the king of planets. Fork is actually a star.
All right, what is the best cake frosting combo?
What do you mean? Cake? Oh, cake. Not
Frosting.
cake frosting. Cake
Cake
then
and frosting combo.
Combo?
Whatever the combination of vanilla and funfetti.
Yes, that's
Ooh,
it. That's it for me.
funfetti. I also-
Vanilla cake.
Yeah.
Funfetti.
I also really like carrot cake cheesecake frosting.
But I think my answer will be German chocolate and a whipped like vanilla
Ooh,
topping.
yeah. I don't know. Okay.
Ooh.
Sexiest board game.
Sexiest board game?
What's
have
that
to
one where you have to
snap this-
match the boobs?
Oh yeah, Booze and Memo.
That's what-
Booze
that
and
one.
Memo.
I thought you'd say Maria.
Now, despite what everyone likes to say, I've only fucked that game 3 times.
Yeah,
Okay?
come on.
It's not as hot as you would think. It's pretty hot.
What's the worst way to wake up?
Oh, an alarm.
Too early.
An alarm.
I'd say like
Like an
I say like a loud barking dog or a
crying to
child
kids,
that's standing over you staring at you.
Oh, that's very specific. Okay, I was just going a little more general. Any kind of loud noise. Okay, I'll just say this:
being startled
being
awake.
startled awake.
Yeah.
Because
Totally.
being startled might be one of the worst things ever for me.
Right.
I hate
even when you're awake,
being
it's
startled.
horrible. But when you're asleep, it's even
And there's
worse.
nothing worse than being startled by a super loud noise, which is what drives me fucking crazy about one of our two dogs.
All right, moving on.
The noise.
Speaking of being startled, I had my headphones on. I knew that
Rapid fire was
music-
coming?
Yeah, and I think I still jumped a little bit.
Yeah, it hits you real
I
hard.
still twitched a little bit.
Sorry about that.
Favorite temperature to keep your house?
70.
So, yeah, 69 or 70.
Yeah, I like 69.
Ooh, you like? Whoa, Natalie, can you?
You do.
the
Whoa, we're gonna
temperature.
She said it.
I
Go
think we
back.
have a clip of I like 69.
I like 69.
So I think
We'll just have that
Yeah, we'll
clip.
just have
Can
that.
do. It's at 1 hour 46 minutes.
Plants or books?
Books.
Plants.
I'll say books.
Like to do what with?
Way
Hang out?
to plant, Ann.
Wait a plant. I'll
Like-
take a plant.
That's tough for me.
I'll say
I love
it
plants and
is.
books.
You would definitely say books over.
Would I? I
Yes.
love plants.
No, you don't. Why are you so bad at keeping them alive then? If you love them so
I'm not
much,
good at
those
taking care of
things.
them. I just love them.
you do. No, you
Why do
don't.
you think we have so many?
Those are your dad's,
Like that mushroom.
or they came from one of my parents' funerals. That's what they. That's why we have them all.
Favorite president?
Teddy Roosevelt. Easy.
Easy. Well, it's a history
Roosevelt's the
teacher.
best.
George Washington.
Yeah. Teddy Roosevelt or Barack Obama. Those are
Yeah, I do like Barack Obama. I'll say George Washington.
What's the worst thing about your partner?
The fact that she knows every goddamn thing about me and I can't hide. Okay, I don't know if this happens to you, Jeff.
Okay.
I will try. I have like all these walls put up, okay, where I hide from people in certain ways. She is just like, nope, there you are. I see you. Haha, nope, you're doing whatever you're doing. You're doing it for this reason.
Ryan
I hate
likes
that.
to point things out about me that I never like realized that I do or that I didn't notice, and then he'll point it out, and I'm always like, that's the worst thing about you.
And she's right. She's right because she does it to me
I'm
sometimes,
like,
and I'm
I
like,
hate when you do.
that is why I'm doing.
I'm like, damn
that
it,
is
now
why
I
I
see
said
it
this
all the time, and
She'll
I
like,
hate it.
You just are acted this way because of this, and I'm like, you're right. Fuck you.
Devin squeezes the middle of the toothpaste.
Damn it, Devin.
Egregious. That
How dare you?
Devin. Well, Devin's at home listening to this. Like, go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah, what you gonna
What are
say,
you gonna
Jeff?
say?
What are you gonna say?
It locked. She's got 10 things locked and loaded,
Yeah.
depending on what you say.
In the shower, do you wash your feet or do you think the residual soap is good
I
enough?
wash my feet.
I wash my feet.
Me too.
I recently saw a thing on Instagram where it showed like a diagram of men washing their bodies, and it showed like it was like a heat sensor
Oh, yeah, it
thing.
was like
so it
head
showed
and nuts.
armpits, nuts, and head,
Hair.
and then almost nothing else.
Not their butt?
No,
Their genitals?
Not-
Yeah, the
that's-
genitals.
that's-
Oh, you
That's
said
junk.
nuts.
That's a jump part. It's a nuts jump. part.
nuts is genitals.
Nuts and
Natalie.
bolts, yeah.
But no, I specifically wash and scrub my feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. What is your favorite cheese?
Ooh,
Pepper jack.
What's that one?
Colby
Merlot.
Jack.
Merlot.
Ooh, Merlot's really
Yeah,
good.
not pepper
Ooh, I
jack.
also really like Havarti. What's your favorite smell?
I probably have already.
Our favorite
Vanilla.
smell?
Vanilla.
Yeah.
Like that linen. Like fresh linen. Not
I'd say
vanilla.
like baked cookies.
Oh.
I love the smell of a fucking like vanilla candle. Oh,
Yeah, that does smell good. If you were the newest member of the Spice Girls, what would your name be?
horny spice. Right? I mean,
Horny. That's a good one.
I would be Rude Spice.
boom. Yeah, you would.
Spice?
You would.
I don't know. Angry spice.
What is your go-to Mario character? Mario Kart character.
Go to Mario Kart. Oh, Shy
Toad.
Guy.
Roy.
Awesome.
Who is Roy?
Yeah.
Roy is one of the Koopa kids.
Don't talk about Roy that way.
He's one of the Koopa
Roy
kids.
or like Lemmy or
They're all Koopa- those are all Koopa
one of
They're
those
like
guys.
yellow guys.
no.
Don't talk about them like that. What is wrong
They're not
with
yellow
you?
with glasses?
No.
No.
Yellow with glasses.
Yellow with-
what
I'll
does
have
that
to look
mean?
up Roy. I'll have to look him up.
Yeah, look him up.
Fill in the blank. In high school, I was blank.
17.
In high school, I was.
I'll say shy.
I was voted best personality.
Nice.
Yeah,
Think about that.
I was gonna say funny. I think
Yeah.
I was kind of funny in high school because I felt really nervous all the time, and so I hid that with trying to make people laugh. I
Yeah.
feel like.
Oh, yeah. Like today.
Shut the fuck up.
We were in the car driving
know
to the
nothing.
grand opening, and he was like being real weird, and I was like, are you
She's like,
nervous
"You kinda
about this
nervous?"
event?
I
And
was
he's
like,
like, yeah,
"Shut
why?
up."
And I'm like, I can tell by the way you're acting.
Well, there you go. That goes into the Natalie knows it.
I know.
Then he
It,
got
it
mad.
pissed me off so bad. It's like,
Okay.
why do you see that? Just let me be.
Board game themes.
Okay.
Lord of the Rings or Star Wars?
Lord of the Rings.
Star Wars.
Wait. You said board game theme?
Yep.
Oh. Star Wars. Yeah, Star Wars.
Farming or industry?
Industry.
Farming.
I'd say farming.
Yeah, I hate like industrial revolution crap. Ugh.
Okay. Separate thing. Association station or board game or bullshit? Everyone knows what I would say.
Association station.
And then here's the last one. Name a word that starts with P. Go.
Penis.
Those are the two right answers. Remember last time I said F and you didn't?
I didn't
nobody
say
said
fuck. No, you
No,
guys said
I said
fuck.
fuck.
You
Oh,
guys
okay.
said fuck.
You didn't.
Jeff,
What did you
Jeff
say?
and Devin said fuck. I just said like Frank.
Yeah.
I think I
you
did say
said
Frank.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell's wrong with me. What the fuck's wrong with me?
Lots of
I like
things.
the rapid fire segment.
You do?
Yeah,
Oh,
that was fun. When you said you were like Lord of the Rings or Star Wars, it kind of like I initially said Lord of the Rings, and then after I said Lord of the Rings, I heard you say board game, even though you said board game many seconds
Yeah.
before I said that. But I just wanted to say that to you guys for some reason. All right, you guys ready for this?
Yeah.
No fucking way. No fucking way. No fucking way.
And we are back with another NFW segment. You all know how this goes. I present a topic, and we will go around the table in no discernible order, saying if you agree with the statement, and if you do, give me a hell yeah. If you're neutral on it, give me a I can see that. And if you disagree, hit me with the no fucking
Hit
way.
me with your best shot.
No fucking way.
I'm writing this
Why
down.
don't you no fucking way, guys?
What are the answers I
can
can
see
say?
Yeah.
Fuck. Wait, fuck that.
No
that
fucking
shit.
way.
Oh,
Fuck that, bro. Fuck that. Fuck
that
that.
shit.
I was like,
This
what's the
new
name of this?
segment's called Fuck
Yeah.
That.
I was
good.
thinking about Natalie does rapid fire. I'm going to do one that's just like a slow burn. I'm going to ask you a question, and then 3 episodes later, I want you to bring me an answer.
Think about this for a long time
Yeah,
and give
think
me
think about this
give me a
and come
very
back.
well thought out
very-
answer.
yeah.
60, I asked you a question.
Yeah.
And now it's
give me
133.
a
How do you
100-word
feel
answer.
about
How do you feel about it? Yeah.
This is a joke, but I kind of like this idea. All right, here we
I
go.
was like, you may be onto something.
Number 1, you guys ready?
Okay.
Sleeving the cards in your board games is pointless.
Sleeving the cards in your board games is pointless.
Pointless.
I'd say no fucking way.
Okay, let's hear it. Talk about why.
You think it's pointed.
I don't think that it's necessary.
She thinks there's a point.
I don't think it's necessary, but I don't think it's pointless.
Okay.
Because if you do it, there's a point
You
to
should
it.
do. She said do.
Do-do.
You said do. If you do it,
There's a point to it, like
Which
to
is?
protect them.
okay, well, that's what the spirit of the question is actually trying to get at. Do these cards need protecting in
Protection.
most board games? Now, the reason I wrote this is because, again, none of these that I write, I agree with what I'm saying necessarily.
Yeah.
But the reason I presented this exact one is because when I was a youngin' in the hobby, I was just a little youngin'
Young
in the
guy.
throes of my late 2s, early 3s. I sleeved literally anything that I had that had sleeves. I'm sorry, cards. Yeah. Any
Sleeve my sleeves.
I sleeved my sleeves. They actually have that. Did you know that?
What? No.
Probably the book that you got, Jeff, to put your cards in they fit
big enough?
double sleeved cards.
Oh, to like have a
cards.
sleeve. Yeah.
You put your card in a sleeve, and then you put that sleeve in a
Well,
sleeve.
that makes sense because you pull it out to play with it.
Ooh, hello.
So
You don't have like double sleeves when you're actually playing.
double sleeve. This is very Italian. Yeah. She's very-
Come
with the
on,
boppity. So I sleeved every single fucking card
Me
out
too.
of every game that
I
I
was
had.
more of a sleever than a knot.
And I was like, I'm protecting my investment. And then years later, I realized I don't play these games.
Enough that they need
even if I played
protection.
these games 15 times a year, they would not need it. That I found. Now there are exceptions to this rule, which is why I'm not going to hell yeah this one.
I'm going to be in the middle.
Yeah,
I'm in the middle.
I think so too. I think I'm going to say I can see that for this, and I think maybe Jeff agrees with me here. There are definitely games like The Resistance that probably need to sleeve.
even the crew or like
The crew, you could want to sleeve that.
not trio, right?
You
The-
specifically
Yeah.
are only manipulating cards. In games where you're only manipulating cards, and if they're marked, it matters, then
Matters.
okay, sleeve them. But if you're playing a game, I'm trying to think of a specific game, a Euro game that has cards, where it doesn't matter
even
if
like
you see the tops
like
of them. or
the Lost
backs
Ruins of
them.
Arnak.
Yeah.
right? That's
Yeah.
a lot of cards to sleeve, and if you sleeve them, I would be like, okay, cool, you sleeve them. But there's so many cards in there that if like one got ticked, there's no way I'm going to remember that or that it's going to like cause any issue in the game.
And I feel like in most Euro games that have a few cards, you don't really riffle shuffle them.
Right.
You know, you typically don't riffle shuffle. Or if you do, you shuffle them one time and that's it in the whole game, right? Where games like The Crew, you're shuffling many, many times. Yeah. Games like The Resistance, you're shuffling many, many times. And they have like black backs on them. So that's easy to get nicked. Okay. Yeah. But in most Euro games, they just don't need it. Now, the reason I'm not hell yeah on this isn't only because of that. There's also the thing that people enjoy sleeved cards in the way they feel.
Yeah.
And the way they shuffle. I enjoy shuffling a sleeved card, which is why in a game like Star Wars Unlimited, which I'm not including in this because I specifically said board games, I will always play with sleeves cards in a game like that, a CCG. You're shuffling every second. Yeah. And it's so much easier to shuffle sleeve cards.
Because you're almost like, when you're shuffling sleeve cards, now you know what you do. You just like push them together.
Yeah, you just like,
I don't like
push them together.
I
love it.
They kind of fit together.
Yeah.
And people in like CCGs, if you have a marked card, you can't play with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it's like there's shit.
Yeah.
There you go. Like,
yeah. I'm not using this damn thing.
Yeah.
So
I agree with the premier. I'm in the middle. Like there are games that I sleeve and games that I don't, and there's also, you know, I don't know if I don't enjoy sleeving as much as I used to, and the time and the money is just not what I have.
That's actually a good point that you bring up, and I wanted to say that in that damn diatribe I just went on. But I don't enjoy sleeving either. It's a fucking annoying pain in the ass. And I stopped doing that with my board games, probably like 5 to 7 years ago. I just stopped sleeving, and not one time
did any.
No, I don't like. I haven't sleeved Arc Nova. Okay, and
that's a lot of cards.
It's a lot of cards. Well, okay, but I'm saying it's all cards you're manipulating. But you'll never need to sleeve that.
Right.
You just won't. And we play that game all the time, and you just never need to. Yeah. So I do feel like most of the time they're unnecessary. Is it pointless? I don't think so. So I wouldn't say.
Yeah, and if you're a sleever, keep sleeving.
Keep sleeving. I'm not trying to tell you not to sleeve
cards and playing with sleeve cards. Cool, but
I would never. Yeah,
I'm out of that.
Right, it's almost like. Do you feel like I feel like I've grown up?
Yeah, I'm kind of okay with like, all right, if something happens to the game, something happens. Mm-hmm. You know, it's not, and it probably won't. There's a very small chance that something's going to get completely ruined. I might go as far to say it definitely will not. Yeah. Nothing will happen to your cards that if they were sleeved, they would have, except a game like The Crew. Right. Where it's all cards and you're shuffling them constantly and they could get marked. Other than that, you're not going to ruin a card that a sleeve would have protected. Yeah. You're going to ruin a card because you accidentally bent it in half. Yeah. Or you spilled like some shit, like some water on them. And if you spilled water on a card with a sleeve, it's still going to get in the fucking sleeve. Yeah. The top of the card is open.
Somebody spilled stuff on like a sleeved card and it protected it.
Yeah, maybe. Doesn't happen often.
No, it's not often, but I remember it.
But yeah, I agree. I would never disparage anybody who sleeves cards. It's fine. Sleeving cards is cool. I just don't necessarily think it matters as much. I don't, however, think it's pointless.
I don't think it's pointless. Yeah.
Number 2, I'm okay with AI artwork in board games.
I'll go with no fucking way.
Fucking way. Okay, let's hear
I'm not okay with that.
Okay.
I think So full AI, I know that the direction of AI artwork is going to be like you get a base and then good artists can like alter that or change that or be like, I want this thing to be created so I can just put it in there. That I might be okay with.
Sure.
So maybe I'm closer to the middle.
So
but
like if the artist is driving it, you mean?
Yeah, if there's an artist behind the art, I'm okay with it. Even if that artist uses some AI to help them foster the creativity or create a background image or a thing to do that, as long as there's an artist doing it. But if Ryan James went on and created the samurai and then did his entire work on AI and then put it out and called himself the artist, I would be like, that's kind of bullshit.
What if I did that and didn't call myself
What if you
the
said
artist?
there's like AI art?
What if I say
I would be like, that's
AI
generated
art?
Doesn't mean I'm not going to play the game.
Yeah.
I would just be like, that's kind of bullshit.
Well, how come?
Because
I just want to know what you're thinking.
I think that you took the opportunity away from someone to create your game unique.
So it's about the artist not getting. Yeah. You're taking work away from artists.
Yeah, and I know it's like I'm gonna be like taking work, but yes, you're taking work away from someone that
could have made money doing that.
Yeah, or showcase their talent.
Okay, what do you think, Natalie?
Yeah, honestly, I'm struggling. I don't really know how I feel about it.
Maybe we're in the middle.
Yeah. I
Maybe
guess
you're
I'm
just
in the
right
middle.
there in the middle.
I guess I'm in the middle. I don't really know the I guess like repercussions of AI art.
I think what people are afraid of is kind of what Jeff mentioned, that if AI starts to become the norm in like the hobby, then artists who are, probably already struggling, to get work as it is, just are completely, their jobs are pointless.
If I can go
Their
on
jobs
and
are,
I can type in, I want a bear eating a steak and, whatever, and it just pops up like that. I'm like,
and it's
why do I
beautiful
need you?
and- Yes.
Right, yeah.
And that kind of sucks
No, I
a little
totally
bit.
I agree with that for sure.
I don't know.
But yeah, I don't know.
Where are you at?
I completely agree with everything you said. 100%. I'm like as you were talking, I was like, yep, I agree with you.
Same.
I agree with you. However, I don't know.
But I was like, do I
don't
hate
know if
AI?
I don't know if me, Ryan, personally cares that much. I don't know. I think maybe I should. Like, who was it? Was it Chris Wilson was talking about this in our Discord? I can't remember. And they were talking about something, and I thought about did he bring that? I can't remember. But there was like, imagine like this game that you love that had the artwork of Vincent Dutrait. Now imagine Vincent Dutrait isn't around to do art anymore because AI is taken over. And I was kind of like, yeah, that would suck. Like, I really love Vincent Dutrait's artwork. I love Kwanchai Moria's artwork. I love Eno Tool. Now, if they're just gone because AI can do it better, like, I don't think I necessarily have a fundamental, like, how do I say this? I don't have like a moral issue with it because to me, it's just, as unfortunate as it sounds, it's just technology moving forward.
Yeah.
And we're just getting this new technology advancing. And unfortunately, sometimes when technology moves forward, it's going to make some other things potentially obsolete. Now, as AI stands right now in the artwork it is, I don't like it as much.
Yeah,
you can tell it's AI.
Yeah, you can
and it's
tell.
kind of like, it almost looks like
Computer generated.
it looks fake. And I just don't enjoy it as much as I do something that was drawn by a human. Jeremy is a good example of this. Jeremy's drawing all the artwork for Grit. I don't know if I've showed you any, Jeff. Probably not, because he doesn't really want me to. But he's doing all the artwork.
I saw it all, Jeremy.
It is fucking awesome. And he talks to me all the time about how terrified he is that AI, because he's like, I can't compete with it.
It's his job, right? So if any of the three of us were artists,
yeah, we'd probably
be like, oh, this is
fuck
no
that.
fucking way.
Yeah.
It would suck. But right, if we were artists, that would suck. I don't know.
Like, part of me is like, well, what if I'm just some little guy and I made a game?
Yeah, and you don't have any money to pay
I don't
an
have
artist.
any money to pay an artist, and so I just did this.
Right.
Like,
Are you morally
am I gonna
wrong
be
for
upset
that?
about that?
I don't think
know,
so.
but I also agree. Like, artists' artwork is better, and we should be, giving them the
Supporting them.
opportunity
Yeah.
over this like free AI bullshit. But also, let me just say, this is like, I don't know if this is like even related, but I don't like Facebook. And
I wish you stopped right
I like
there.
Facebook.
Is this related? I don't know. I don't like Facebook.
I don't like Facebook, but it's gotten like
Next.
so much worse lately. I'll like scroll through it, and there's like all these like random ass shit of like these like pictures of like celebrities, let's say.
Okay.
And they're 100% clearly like AI fake pictures of them. Like, it doesn't even look like a real person.
Like a deep fake? That's another discussion.
I don't
we
know
can
what
talk
that
about.
means.
A deep fake is like when they make porn of.
Oh no!
And they throw celebrities'
It's just like
faces
them
on.
like walking down the street. It looks like a normal picture you'd see of a celebrity, but you could just tell like, well,
It's
that's
fake.
not real. Like,
You're right.
Their
That's-
face looks
that
like a
stuff's creepy.
cartoon.
That's
almost.
more scary.
And
I think.
I'm like,
Yeah.
what is happening? Because like they're putting out these like almost like paparazzi looking pictures, but they're
Yep.
not even real pictures of them. What's the point of this?
I am not like. I don't like talking politics. We're not going to talk politics, but there have been AI generated artwork of both sides of President Biden and Donald Trump that have come out that try to put them in these horrible looking situations, and most all of them are fake because they're just AI.
Do they look fake?
No. Well,
Because I see like
okay.
if
When
you,
you-
when you
if you really
examine
look at it,
sure,
you're like,
but
that's
if you're
not
just
real.
scrolling,
if you're
which
just
most people
scrolling
are,
and you're not trying
Yeah.
to like, especially if you're politically aligned, ideologically aligned with
Yeah.
the side that's making it look bad, you're going to believe it,
Yeah.
and then you're going to spread that propaganda, right? All right. So I think in that way, it's scary.
Right. That's like right. So just in general, that's kind of sometimes I'm just like, ugh, like
However, I don't know if I'm morally opposed to it. Would you say you're morally opposed to it, Jeff?
No, I don't think so.
I don't know if I am either. I think a
Yeah.
lot of people are.
feel like
and I
I'm
don't
just
begrudge
not
them for
sure
that
yet,
either.
mostly.
I don't think I am yet, because to me, part of it seems just like this is technology moving forward.
Yeah, it's like with it moving forward, there still needs to be for this to work well. Because if you
Yeah.
just go in and type out like stuff on the AI thing, it's
Yeah.
not good, right? People got 6
Yeah.
fingers or eyeballs on the
Right,
side of the fucking
exactly.
head. Right, it looks dumb.
Yeah.
But if artists can use this as a tool to be
Yes.
like, let me get a
Oh, yeah,
start,
that's
let me
totally
save
fine.
time.
That's-
right, like
yeah.
like. We didn't complain about Photoshop. People are using
Yeah,
Photoshop
to
to do
edit
things. So I
things,
think
yeah.
they can become a really amazing tool. But I think if this becomes
Like the
like
soul you.
because
You're an
now
amazing
artists
tool.
need to be able to use that tool.
Yeah.
Right.
I remember with a lot of this AI stuff and ChatGPT, I was talking to Dave, and Dave wasn't, again, worried, but the fact that AI can write code so quickly, and that's his job, he's like, this is kind of scary for
It's
people in the
scary.
industry.
For
But you
sure.
still need people, you still need, engineers and computer scientists to check the code, to put it in, to input stuff.
Let me ask you this,
Yeah,
though, and this is not
totally.
about Dave, but if it turned out AI could write code better than humans, less error, just more efficient, don't you think they would? And that's how the world
Yeah.
would work. You know what I mean?
Probably.
So it's like that's the kind of thing I'm looking at it as,
Like
where it's
those
like
kind of
I don't
jobs
think that's
just become
morally wrong.
obsolete,
It
yeah.
sucks, and I don't like it necessarily, but that's how technology kind of
Yeah,
works.
but there's things
you
like
know?
that now, like with computers that people used to do back in the day, and now that
Right,
they
now
don't need
computers
to
can
because
just
the
do it.
computer does it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, so things just
That's
move
what I mean.
forward eventually.
So I don't know that I'm morally opposed to it. However, I do agree with every single thing that Jeff
Yeah,
said when he
same.
started talking about it, and it does make me feel
That's
like
a tough one.
ugh.
I
All
know
right.
it makes me feel icky.
Number 3, I would be happy if board games stopped being made for just a couple years. No more board games
be-
for a couple years. I'd be happy if that happened.
I wouldn't be happy. I don't think.
Okay,
Happy's hard, but not angry.
so one thing I will say about a lot of these, you don't necessarily have
Take it so
to
literally.
take it
Okay.
so literally.
Okay, I got you.
Basically, this
Am I,
means
in
I'd
this
be
scenario,
fine.
Then
do
hell
I
yeah.
know that they're going to come back?
Yeah.
Hell yeah,
Then
then
yes.
because then we can
Yeah,
just
let's go
stop
hell yeah.
doing cults of the new and focus on the stuff that's out there.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll say hell yeah, as long as I knew that they would come back. If they're
Yeah,
like,
they're-
listen, we're going to take a
Yeah.
time out.
Yes.
And it wasn't like one of my favorite shows that like dies and never comes back. If they're like,
Right.
listen, we're all taking a time out. Play all your Shelf of Shame,
Yes.
Shelf of Opportunity games. Get those under your belt. If you're working on a game,
We'll be
make
back
it
in
better.
2028.
We'll be back
Yeah.
in 2 years. And I can still go to my conventions.
Yeah. Everything's the same. They're just
Yeah.
no more games are being
Well, I
made.
mean,
Yeah, I
okay.
would say hell yeah, let's do it.
Think about like
Take a pause.
this obviously didn't actually happen, but we got rid of a huge chunk of our collection, and
happened.
you have not been buying games.
Well,
I
yeah,
mean,
you're
there-
right. At the
I
Going
mean,
clip.
back cards.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
I'd say the last like at least month, we're like, well, we don't really have any new games to play.
Right. So we're doing this look
Because
back
before
stuff.
it would
Pour
be
Beyond
like,
the Sun.
oh no, we have 4. Shut up about that. We don't have that.
Be honest, I've never gonna
There'd
play
be like
this.
40
Gone.
games, and we're like, which one do we play?
Yes.
And now we're like, we don't even have one to play.
Right.
And we need to have one to play. And so it's almost like in our home, they've stopped being produced.
Right.
If you're just looking at our collection, and it's fucking great.
It is
because
great.
we have been going back and playing the games that we've been wanting to go back and play, and I love it. So hell yeah.
What do you think it would do to, before I give my answer, what do you think it would do to the hobby in general? What do you think would happen if the whole hobby knew that games were not going to be produced until 2026? Okay, starting now. Or 2020.
That's a
No,
different
more than that.
question.
2020. Yeah, I know. I just kind of want to explore that just for a quick sec. What do you think would happen? Do you think everything would basically be the same?
I think people that are like in our position would be weird
Like,
at
what do we
first,
do?
but then be like, okay, well, I still
How do we
have a
figure
lot
I
of
think
this
what
out?
wouldn't be the same as like conventions. I think people
Really?
just like the fact that they're like playing at home with their game groups or with their families, that wouldn't really change much.
Okay.
I think that what would change is like
Not
the,
Nerdfest, though. Gen Con, maybe.
Gen Con would.
I think
Gen Con
what
would be
change is
dead.
like
Essen
well,
would
not,
be
yeah,
dead.
not Nerdfest, but like yeah, Gen
would have to
Con
change their whole thing.
and like
Gamma.
like PAX and then
That's a trade show, I guess.
even stores, game stores, because a lot of times they get the new hot game and then people
Yeah, I
wanna
would
come in
want to
and buy
hope
it.
that
Do you
those
think
things
they
would last.
Do you think they would try to find a new way to market games that have already been out then?
sure they would
and
pivot,
especially
for
because
sure.
if no other people can it's not like, okay, the game stores aren't getting the new games in because they're not being made, but then the consumers are also not getting those new games either because they're not being made. So they still have to, I guess to your point, they're not buying additional games because they already have all they need, and so that would hurt the stores. Is that kind of more what you meant?
Yeah.
I assumed that in 2 years everything would just like all the game stores wouldn't close. That's what I assumed in this
I would
scenario.
assume that too. But I assume things
'cause
would
then I would be like,
change for those, the big conventions and the game stores, but not quite as much for like just, us players.
Yeah. Me personally, I'm hell yeah. Hell yeah, I'd be fine with that. I kind of think it would be.
give it a shot.
I would like it. I'm like, I think this would be a cool exercise for
in
society.
2 years, and then in a year I could be like, nah, let's bring it back.
Yeah, bring it back.
I'm ready for them
unpause.
now.
Plus, imagine if we knew there was a date. Like September 22nd of 2027, games are coming back. Everybody be like, oh man,
that'd be
here we
huge.
go.
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna have their big release. That'd be cool.
It would be, I would have so many
I say,
releases.
why not?
Yeah, I agree. All right, number 4. I judge people based on the games in their collection. I'll go first. Okay. I do. Hell yeah, I do. Now it's not like actually serious, but if I'm like scrolling on Instagram and someone's like, I'm such a big game collector, and I look at their games and I'm like, that sucks. That one sucks. That one sucks. Come on, your taste is fucking terrible. I judge them like crazy. I do this in my head where I'm like barely out loud, like, come on. You got Munchkin in there? What are you
I'm gonna say I can see that because I've done it before, but then I try to take a step back and be like, how far in the hobby are you?
Yeah.
Like, have you been playing for 10 or 15 years and you're still just rocking a Munchkin? Like,
Yeah.
okay, then you gotta
I feel
take
like
a look
at yourself.
Step it up.
I feel like I can see that because while I have done that too, I also 100% immediately am like, well, not everybody likes the stuff I like. Like I understand there's stuff that like I don't like.
I'm not
other
judging
people
them out
like.
loud.
You do.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. You're not judging them out. No one's hearing you judge them. You know what I mean?
I know.
Do you,
I'm just
so do you
saying-
actually think to
No,
yourself
I
while you're
actually do.
Wow, you're a better person than me.
Yeah, sometimes I
I'm like, look at this fucking loser.
I'm just like these aren't
posting
very
these
good
dumb
games,
games.
and then I'm just like, well, I mean, obviously they love them, so
yeah.
you
I mean,
know-
it's just a joke. This is mostly a
no,
joke.
I know totally.
Yeah, that one's awesome.
But I actually do that.
do.
You said doo-doo.
I'll judge
That's the
people
second doo-doo in this segment.
in other ways where I don't give them that. But
Where you don't
in
do
this
that.
particular way, I do.
We all do. Everyone does it. Everyone's like, no, that's not. That is not the thing I like. So what you like is bad. That's what we do. Number 5, celebrating after you win a board game. Bad etiquette.
Hell yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll expand.
I mean, you don't want to rub it in people's faces. I
Okay.
think it's kind of mean.
Okay. We'll define celebrating.
Okay. When you say celebrate,
Yeah.
I imagine you're not like if I win a game and I'm like happy about it, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, that was fun, or
That's
something.
not celebrating, is what
I
you're
think
saying.
right, but if I was just like, hell yeah, I won,
Yeah.
or like I'm not gonna be like mean, like in your face, but like if you do anything sort of celebratory, especially while everyone else is kind of just like, okay, like well,
Yeah.
when is mad about it, I think that's kind of rude.
So you're in the hell yeah camp.
Yeah.
Okay. Jeff, what do you think?
I'm gonna go in the middle.
Okay.
Like, I feel like people should be a little proud of themselves for winning a game.
Yeah.
Also,
Or they
like,
can be, yeah.
if you're playing a cooperative game, are you just gonna sit there?
All right, yeah, good
Okay,
point.
cooperative,
Good point.
you're
This is
right.
not, yeah, good
that's
point.
true.
Yeah, this is like I get it, a
Yeah.
competitive.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
We high-fived last night when we won that game.
We did. It was sweet.
Cocky motherfuckers.
It was bad form.
Yeah, but like I don't think, again, you're not gonna be rude about it. That's where I'm in the middle. Like, don't be
Yeah.
rude about it or put anybody else down. But if you are kind of like at the end of the game, you're like, yeah, like
Yeah.
what? Like, I made a good move. Like, that was a good move. Like, you can have that inward celebration and be
totally.
like, that's
Oh yeah,
cool.
okay. This is all outward.
Like I just think of
Like you're celebrating,
like
like
we're
that was
playing-
like you're like yes,
Yeah. We played
yes,
like
I won,
Arc
like that.
Nova or
If
Club
celebrate.
Nahora.
If that is the
Yeah.
thing, I'm gonna say then
That's the thing.
The angry one.
Obviously,
the
doing
hell no
something
or hell
internally
yeah.
could never be bad etiquette because no one knows you're doing it.
Yeah,
You
then
know
I
what
would go if that is the celebration that
Yeah.
you just did.
Yeah.
I would say then I don't like that. Was it?
Okay,
is that
I
the
would
hell
say
yeah?
that was a caricature, maybe. So, like, it doesn't have to be that crazy. But, like, let's say you and me played Teotihuacan, okay? And it was kind of a long-fought, grueling game, or maybe I was having a terrible time because I was doing bad. And then, clearly you were beating the shit out of me. You won 250 to 100. And then you win, and you're like, yes!
Yeah,
like,
I think that's bad. Is that
Yeah.
hell yeah then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah for me, too. I remember one time that this happened specifically. We were playing, remember we used to play poker? Remember that, Jeff? We played poker a lot?
Yeah, like for years.
We played poker with this guy who I really love this guy. His name's Casey. Okay. And we were involved in this huge pot. And he took me all in. And I went all in. And I was like, it was like real tense. And I was going to be knocked out of the tournament if I lost. Okay. I was a short stack. And then I if I would have won, I would have doubled up. It would have been sweet. So we play, and it's this like long, kind of hard fought thing. And he won. At the river flipped over, and
gotta play that river card.
And he won. And he jumped up out of his chair, and he was like, "Fuck yeah, yes, ha!" And then he like extended his hand to me, and I was like, "Oh my god." Like, I'm out. You just fucking destroy. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, like, I don't want to shake
that
him.
was like, fuck you. Like, that was kind of rude.
Yeah.
And I shook his hand because I mean,
Yeah.
like, what am I going to do? But I remember thinking, like, that was mean. I would never do that to somebody.
Yeah.
Like, I get that he was
I
excited.
get the emotion,
I
the
totally
excitement,
get
and
it.
also
Yeah.
like, not like we were playing for money, but like when that happens in like poker events, people are like spending that
Yes.
money makes
Yeah,
them
the
making
stakes are a
money.
lot
That's
higher.
different. That's
Yeah.
different. This was
But I
like we were
get
just
it.
playing a
The way you
friendly
made-
thing,
the way
and
you
I'm
made
like,
you feel is
I'm like,
still-
you just. I don't think. I don't think he even realized he was being mean.
Right.
Which he wasn't really being mean, but I just remember thinking like, okay, like
Yeah.
you realize what you just did was now I can't play anymore.
Well, I feel like
okay, yeah, that's cool, but
there's a lot of different personalities, and I feel like the three of us are
how many?
very
Personalities.
one thing about us is that we're very considerate of other people,
True.
and
a good
I
point.
think that is a big reason that we all would say hell yeah to this, because even if you won, and you are 100% allowed to feel like proud and
Yes.
happy about it, but to you also have to know that everyone else lost, and so like to just celebrate outwardly like that
It's rude.
could make people feel even worse. And so the three of us, I feel like, wouldn't do something like that in consideration of their feelings.
There's a right way to do it, right? Like you could celebrate in a way that's maybe not like exclaiming joy.
Yeah, you could be like, wow.
Like, haha. Yeah, you could be like, oh, I didn't think I'd win.
Yeah.
Like that could be a celebration. Like, wow, I can't believe I won that. Okay, cool. That, I
Yeah.
think so, but I think we're all hell yeah. Number 6, I buy games without researching them at all based solely upon FOMO.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I don't buy games.
Fuck it. I just
Hell
bought that
yeah.
stupid Star Wars fucking thing for all this fucking shit. Who fucking cares?
You're
Just so I
right,
can-
based
just so
on
I can play
FOMO.
with Ryan every once in a while.
I do the same shit. I do the same fucking thing. I am so guilty of this.
Yeah.
I will just be like, that looks cool. And they'll be like, what is it? I'm like, oh, we're getting this game today. And she'll be like, oh, what is it? And I'll be like, it's this. And she'll be like, what's it
fucking
about? And
know.
I'll be like,
I don't know. Everybody else got it.
it looks cool. I think I remember
So
I
Natalie,
looked
you're
at it
no
a while
fucking way.
ago.
We get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You probably would be no fucking way.
Yeah.
I think you would. I don't think you
I
would just.
wouldn't buy it on FOMO.
The only time you would ever do that is potentially at a convention where you're just like swept up
You're in the
into
moment.
something.
But
Yeah.
Which everybody does.
Right. I mean, I don't know. I remember like I don't think I have this anymore, but for a while, you would want to get rid of a game, let's say, and I hadn't played it or we hadn't played it,
Mm-hmm.
and I would have this like thing where I'm like, it would like irk me to get rid of it
Cool.
without trying it.
yeah.
I
still have that problem.
and so I'm like, well, we didn't play it, and you're like, yeah, but are we gonna? And I'm like, but what if we do?
We
What if we
might,
like it? And
though.
I felt
What
like
if
it's the
horrible
best?
It could be
getting
the
rid of
greatest game ever.
it, without trying it.
Yep.
That kind of has like gone away, but for a long time, that bothered me.
Yeah.
and because of that, it kind of makes me feel like if I was buying games, then maybe I would fall into that hype, like, well, everybody likes this, so like I feel like we should
Gotta
try
be
it. you know?
sweet.
what does that? In what world do you do that? Like, do people talk about book? I read books.com and then they say this book is
Yeah.
good, and you're like, I'm buying it.
Yep. Yeah.
Really?
totally.
Based on nothing other than that?
So Nestor's like, this book
I
is
have-
good.
Yeah,
and
I
like
really like
Miami,
this book,
and I'm
Natalie, and you
super
know
excited.
nothing
You wanna
about
buy
it. Yeah.
Let me
Goodreads?
buy it.
So I have like I'm like
That's why I said
friends
I
with
read books.com.
people.
I read books.com.
I'm friends with people on Goodreads, and if I know these like specific people, I have the same taste in books as them.
Yeah.
They'll read a book, rate it, and if they have a good rating, I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna
That
put
is
that on
the
my list.
exact same thing that board gamers do.
Stefan Feld released a new game.
Stefan, or this person that I like in social media or a content creator
Said this
likes
game is good.
I'm buying it.
Yeah.
Now-
That's the exact same thing. You just do it on
I
books.com.
almost
Right.
think you're totally right about that. I almost think that's different than what I'm trying to get at with this question. So not necessarily like
Good reviews.
something that you trust likes it or your favorite designer released a new game.
It's more
just
like-
like you see a game. I'll use a game. I don't know. What's a game that went crazy on Instagram that people just fucking love?
Well, like Wormspan was good.
Wormspan. Okay. You see Wormspan. Well, even
I didn't
Wormspan is
get
like
it,
it's a
but I
Stonemeyer
kinda
game.
wanted it.
Yeah, you're right. It's kind of like, oh, I kind of need that. Like,
Yeah.
It was
Everybody
it's
else
a
has
huge
it.
sensation.
That's a good one because Wormspan, I assume, is similar to Wingspan.
yeah,
Yes.
with dragons.
And
Dragonspan.
and we are kind of all over Wingspan at this point.
We were
little
all
bit.
over it.
No, we're
All
over
of us
it.
are over it.
We're
Got
over it. Like, we loved it. We played it a bunch, and now we're kind of like over it. And now Wormspan comes out. And so logically, the three of us would probably be like, do we really need that?
You're
but
right.
if there was like hype around it, then you'd be like,
Maybe I do.
Still a moment.
Yeah.
Maybe it's gonna-
I wanted it.
Maybe it's
So that
way
is a good
better.
example.
I've gotten better at pushing that emotion down, but I still do it
Same.
and buy stuff all the time.
Yeah, same. Me too. Hell
I
yeah.
can do what I want. I'm a grown up.
A new year is upon us, and so too another Nerdfest convention. Yes, that's right, Nerdfest is back. The second annual board gaming convention run out of Wixom, Michigan, powered by the Gamecasters. We're looking forward to seeing all of you there April 26th, 27th, and 28th to help us avoid the sophomore slump. You can also expect to see some great things back this year at Nerdfest, like the Tumblin' Dice Tournament. Twitch star Jamie Daggers will be there teaching you all how to paint those minis you can then use in Mick Dave Mick's D&D one-shot. Modern Meeple is going to be there working on some really cool Nerdfest-only type surprises, so come and meet Josh, the man behind the Gamey Susan. A couple of great designers will also be in attendance, like Matt Riddle of Motor City Gameworks. Matt Kuzina will be there showing off his hot new Kickstarter-fulfilled game, Kyperium. Sam McDavid of McDavid Publishing will be there to show off his game, Everstone, coming to Kickstarter soon. And Jeremy Pete, yes, the OG Gamecaster himself, will be in attendance introducing people to his new Fantasy Rules Light RPG system, Grit. We've got the entire building this year for Nerdfest, so we hope to make it bigger and better than ever before. There's a full bar downstairs in the hall, so if you enjoy partaking in some libations while you play games, that's available to you. We will have giveaways. My son Cameron had a great idea to use a prize wheel to give away all sorts of Gamecasters Nerdfest swag, so look for him there doing that. We're doing another charity auction that will see proceeds going to Extra Life on behalf of Joe Jitsu, and there's just all sorts of other fun things that will be happening at the event that you won't want to miss. So if you're interested in learning more about Nerdfest and how to get involved, head on over to eventcreate.com/Nerdfest24. There you will find a link to registration, which is only $15 for the entire weekend of gaming. Once registered, you will get the link to all the events you can sign up for, and most of them are completely free. Once again, that's eventcreate.com/Nerdfest24. We cannot wait to see each and every one of you there April 26th, 27th, and 28th in Wixom, Michigan for Nerdfest 2024.
So, we're going to go into the game of the episode, guys. Are you ready for this? We're playing a new game today.
A nude game.
Natalie, you're going to do this first. I'm going to turn these on here. Did I turn them on? I think I did.
You would be able to, I don't hear it.
No, maybe I didn't turn it on. So I'm going to turn these headphones on. Here you go. All right. Here's what this is. This is a game I'm calling What?
Okay.
Where Natalie and Jeff are going to take turns wearing the headphones.
All right.
They're going to filter out all the noise. Okay, you're going to have 94.7 in your head, in your headphones, okay? And then I'm going to say a phrase to you guys. And then you have to try to repeat back what I'm saying.
Okay, got it.
Okay? Makes sense?
I should probably
There's some
take
late
these
night
off,
shows
'cause
that
I
do
don't know
that.
what's going
Jimmy Fallon does this a little bit.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I haven't watched
really?
Jimmy Fallon. What are you doing?
Well, you were just talking
wanna hear
a
the
bunch,
rules.
and I was kind of like,
Oh, you
I
put
don't
them
know
on
what's
already.
happening.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so we're going to take it in turns. I'm going to ask you 5, and then I'm
Okay.
going to ask Jeff 5.
Okay.
And then we're going to see how many you can each
Ask,
get.
or you just
well, I'm
say
going
it?
to
He's gonna
say
say
a
it, and you have
phrase,
to repeat it.
and you're going to repeat it back to me.
Okay.
Okay? Are you ready? Can you see my mouth?
Yeah.
Can you hear me
Okay.
at all? Oh, she shook her head no, which means she could tell what I was saying. Okay.
Yeah, how do you know that?
Here we go. Number 1. I want to eat and play boop with you.
Say it again.
I want to eat and play boop
I
with
can't
you.
wait for the levelator to pull this
I
audio really
want
far down.
to eat that
Whoa.
biggity boog.
I want to eat that biggity boogity boogity. Okay, eat the biggity
Oh,
boogity.
do it one more time.
Okay. I want to eat and play boop with you.
I want to
We're yelling. Great.
eat some plain pudding with you.
Some plain
All right.
pudding. All right, take them off.
What
Take
is
them off.
it?
I want to eat and play boop with you. No, hold
My
on.
pudding was good. Are you going to do all 5?
You know how when we were
gonna-
testing this earlier, you were like, "You're so fucking loud. You are so fucking loud."
It's awesome.
Keep it
Yeah,
going.
it's great.
Don't stop.
Oh,
It's
Is it
just
to
really
me,
fun.
or are we
You're
gonna go
like,
back and
we're
forth,
gonna-
or what?
I'll do 5 for her, and then
Okay.
we'll do 5 for you. No, so
Sorry.
Natalie, it's like, no, don't mess with that. That's
know,
gonna change
I
the
already did.
frequency. It's like you're like, repeat it again. Say it one more time. It's fine. Do that for sure.
Sorry.
What, did you find the frequency?
Hold on. Yeah. Okay, got it.
You got it. Are you ready for
All
number
right.
2?
Let's go.
Here we go, number 2. This banana tastes nasty.
This banana's fantastic.
Oh, Jeff's not here to hear this one. Oh, God, that was fucking great. All right, right. This.
Wait, I'm listening.
No, you're doing it again.
Oh,
I'm ready.
I have to try again?
You did it like the first time. You did it so many times. You did it so many times on the first one. I'll give you a couple of guesses.
Okay.
A couple tries. Did you hear that?
No.
Okay, here we go. This banana tastes nasty.
This banana tastes like acid.
I feel like I'm gonna be terrible. I don't even know if I can understand anything that anyone's gonna say.
Okay.
This banana tastes nasty.
This banana tastes nasty?
Yeah,
Good job. Yay.
For the first time, I'm like, this banana tastes nasty. And you were like, this banana tastes fantastic.
I got the banana part.
You did. All right, here we go.
Okay.
She almost took my clothes off.
Something took my toes off?
Yeah, good in there.
She almost took my clothes off.
She almost took my toes off.
One more time. She almost took my clothes off.
She almost took my clothes off?
Yes! You got it! All right, number four. The farts in your house smell nice.
I didn't get it.
The
Okay.
farts in your house smell nice.
The fun.
Okay.
Do it again.
The farts in your house smell nice.
The fun in your house is nice.
Pretty
Okay,
good.
close.
That's pretty
Close.
good. That's pretty good. It was the farts in your house smell nice.
Oh.
And number 5. Your last
Okay.
one. She tastes the pasta. Delicious.
I got delicious.
Okay.
Okay.
This
She tastes the pasta. Delicious.
she she thinks the pasta is delicious.
Okay, that's close.
Yeah,
that's close. That's close. She tastes the pasta. Delicious.
She
I love how she says she every time.
she tastes the pasta, and it's delicious.
Oh, okay. We'll
Okay,
give it to
yeah,
you.
we're
We'll
good.
give
Yeah,
it
that
to
counts,
you.
that
It was just she tastes the pasta. Delicious.
Oh.
Good job. You did really
I
well
am
on that.
frightened at how good Natalie was at that, and I am
Yes.
extremely nervous.
Here we go. All right, give him to Jeff. You're gonna hear music, Jeff. So,
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Natalie,
cool.
you did great. When the bananas taste delicious or taste fantastic, that was really funny. Can you hear me, Jeff?
What?
Yeah, good. You can't hear anything. Okay.
Where's my microphone? Okay.
All right, here we go, Jeff. Here we go.
It's a good song.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Are you ready for this? Okay, here we go. These pretzels are making me thirsty.
I know that one. The pretzels are making me thirsty.
Yeah, I gave him the Seinfeld one. Good
Yeah.
job.
Oh, it's like a
It's a
saying,
Seinfeld
right?
saying. Yeah. Okay. All right. Ready? Jeff is usually first to fuck.
Jeff is here for the fun. What?
Jeff is usually first to fuck.
Jeff is usually in the front lawn. Do it again.
Jeff is usually first to fuck.
Jeff is usually the first offender. Jeff is usually the first
To fuck.
Funyuns.
To fuck.
To fuck.
Yes!
Jeff is usually the first to fuck.
You got that.
All right.
Okay, you ready? Ready?
Okay.
The past is in the past.
The pass is in the bathroom.
I was like, oh my God, he's got it.
I know.
The past is in the past.
The pastor is in the bathroom. Do it again.
The past is in the past.
The past is in the past. Is that it?
Yeah, good job. The pastor is in the bathroom. All right, you ready?
Okay.
Here we go. I want to eat your girl pizza.
I want to eat some pizza.
Okay. I want to eat your girl pizza.
I want to eat your pants pizza. I want to eat your ham pizza.
Close.
I want to eat your girl pizza.
I want to eat your girl pizza.
Hey, you got it. All right. Last
the
one.
last one?
Yeah,
All
this is the
right.
last one. Here we go. What are you, number blind?
What? I didn't get any of those words.
What are you, number blind?
What are you, oobleck? What?
What are you, number blind?
What are you? What? Do it again.
What are you, number blind?
What are you? Come on my back. What? One more time.
What are you, number blind?
What's the last one? What's the last part? You're like, mama, mama. What are you, mama, nama? What are you, mama, nama?
What are you, number blind?
What are you, number blind?
Yeah, there we go.
Can I take these off?
Yeah, take it off. Great job. Hey, I have a question. When you said this was a good song, what was it? Do you remember?
It's
Was it James Dean?
No, it was,
I just turned it off.
It's a classic rock song.
It was
I know.
Was
I
it?
don't know which one.
It was slow
Ride?
or, yeah.
Take it easy.
that's a good one.
Great job, you guys. You got there on almost all of them. Some of those were so fucking funny. Oh my God, that was great
That
stuff.
was funny.
All right, that was what? We're now going to go into the top 5 of the episode. So, what we're doing for this top 5, Ta, over on the Facebook page, posed a question to the community. And he said, if you could rebuild your collection, but you only have $150 and you have to go through online e-tailers to build it.
Start from scratch.
Starting from scratch. You're rebuilding your collection. You only have $150 to do this. Which games would you pick? Jeff texted me and he was like, I think this would be a good idea for the top 5 of the episode. I said, great, because not only that, I agree with you, but Ta had reached out to me not that long ago, and he was like, what if you made a channel in the Discord that was like a top 5 people's choice? And I've been talking about this for a long time. I just never did it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm glad you said that to me. I'm going to get that going. So I did. And we posed that question to the community, which we are going to go through and do ours first, and then we'll go to the community.
Are we going to like list all of ours in one shot? Because I mean, I feel like
let's
this
list them all,
list,
list
if you're
them all in
like
one shot.
purchasing games, it makes sense to
We
just
do.
list
This is
them.
not like a 5-to-1
Yeah,
list.
this is
So,
just, we'll go in a circle and say, what's a game you purchased?
oh, we could do that too. I was thinking, or we could just be like
list the
here's
whole-
the 5
all the
games I
games.
list.
That's
Let's just
fine.
do it that way. So let's. We'll start with me. We'll then go to Natalie. We'll end with Jeff. Does that sound good?
Okay.
So it's our top 5 games that we're going to buy for $150 only. Now the 3 of us only went to Miniature Market.
Yeah, we wanted to
Okay.
be consistent.
The 3 of us, at
So we
least.
didn't go on
Yeah.
cheapfuckgames.com.
Right, or
buy
eBay
people,
or something, yeah.
whatever. We're
All
trying to keep
the-
it, uniform.
Right. All the games that we're going to read from the community they just went to any online retailer. You know, it could be eBay,
Which
could
is
be
probably
Amazon,
what we
could be
would have
Miniature
done if we were
Market.
actually doing this, but
Right.
we wanted to keep it here.
So for me, I got to $148.
Okay.
Nice.
I was close, no cigar, to getting to 150, but I didn't go over, so I was happy with that.
I'm slightly
I
over,
bought-
so I'll take your. I'll give you.
All right,
I'll
give me
you
the
a little
$2
bit,
back, and I'll take
No,
the-
it's not 2. It's like 80 cents.
Oh, wow.
80
Man, that's
cents.
pretty good.
Yeah, okay.
It's like nothing. Okay, so I went with the 25th anniversary edition of Bonanza.
Okay.
For
Did you
$25.
For $25. Natalie,
Yep.
do you have prices now? So if you don't,
I do, actually.
Okay, just making sure that
I only put the ones in the Discord that gave me prices, by the
Yeah.
way. I took the Crew for $11.
okay.
I took the Guild of Merchant Explorers for $40, which was a lot.
That's a lot. It's
That's an essential.
You could find that for cheaper.
Yep,
Yeah.
for sure. I took Codenames Duet for $20.
Okay.
And then my big game, I took Wonderland's War for $52.
That's actually that's cheaper than I thought. you were gonna say.
Same with me.
But that's the base because you have the big
I got all
boy.
the Kickstarter and
You- so you-
everything,
all
boom.
right,
But
so
I
you
was
have
like,
all right.
I love that game,
That's okay.
so
Yeah.
I did that. So I came in at $148. That's my starter collection: Bonanza, The Crew, the Guild of Merchant Explorers, Codenames Duet, and Wonderland's War. Natalie, what about you?
Okay. I came in at $149.
Ooh,
And I
got a
really
little
like my
closer.
list. If I had like no games and I had this list, I'd be very
These are
happy.
the Natalie essentials.
Okay, first one with Love Letter for $12.
Ooh,
Okay.
Then Just One for $20.
nice.
Okay.
Pictures for $30.
Oh, great game.
Quacks of Quedlinburg for $45.
Beautiful.
And Witchstone for $42.
Wow, and you came in at
Witchstone.
$149.
Cool. Yep.
Oh, that's a good collection. You would be excited about it. I didn't know you liked Witchstone. Jeff, what do you got? What's your number 5?
Okay, so I went
what's all of
through
yours?
and I was slightly over 150. I'm at 150 and 80 something cents. Okay. I
You
went
found
through
some
and I
extra change in
said,
your pocket.
yeah. And I'm taking this as all my games are gone, but I am still me So it's my opinion. It's not like I'm a new board gamer trying to start a collection.
Right.
So I want to make sure we know this. This is like
Games
I'm
we
me,
already know we
and I'm
like.
restarting a collection that I, with the knowledge that I already have. Games. So I went to try to go with 5 different categories of games that I would want.
Okay.
So I'm going to start with a card game, and I went with The Crew for $11.
Beautiful. Boom. Overlap.
I went with now I want a quick end of the game night kind of game, a 20-minute-y thing. So I went with Junk Drawer
Ooh, good one.
for $26.
Okay.
I want a party game in the collection for when people come over, so I went with just one for $20.
Overlap there.
I want a game that feels like a game, but anybody can play it. And I went with Guild of Merchant Explorers
Ooh, overlap.
for $40. And then I want my core gamers game
Castle Burgundy.
which is Underwater Cities at $54.
Of course.
I thought you put underwater.
So those were my 5. Underwater Cities, just one, Junk Drawer, Merchant of Guild Explorers, and The Crew.
And you came in at 150, 40, or 150,
150 and some
80 or
change,
something?
yep.
Got it. So starting with this episode, I'm going to do a People's Choice Top 5. I'm not going to do it every episode. As simply put, we don't
so take it
always
easy, all
think of the top 5 until the last minute.
Simply.
But if I'm not... She says I say the word simply a lot.
In the last 2 months, he's been saying the word simply
This is what I'm talking
all
about.
the time,
I
and he's
fucking hate this
never said it anymore.
Is this what you like? But now he said it one. Now you think about it. So every time he
Right.
says
Now every
it,
time I
you're-
say it, so I can't ever say it again, or I say it all the time.
yeah.
Anyway, if I'm on my game and I figure out a top 5 ahead of time, then I'll post it in the Discord and we'll do a top 5 People's Choice. If I don't, you're not going to get it. Okay. So this time we are doing it. Typically, what I do is I'll aggregate. I want to aggregate all the answers and give the people one top 5. Okay. However, this list is a bit different. So for this one, I'm going to quickly read the answers that we got from people that listed their prices.
Okay.
Okay. Because I wanted to actually total. So we started with Z.
Is this? Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Is this also a place where our community could chip in on what? Did you already say this about ideas for the top 5?
No, this one was just specifically for when I
answer
when I
that
have
top
one
5?
answer. We could do another
Okay.
channel that's potentially if you have top 5s you want to hear,
Yeah,
let me know.
ideas because
But yeah, this
guys,
one
we're 130 something men. We're running out of ideas.
it's getting
know,
kind of
it's
getting
tough.
kind of dicey. Yeah. All right, here we go. Z. He came in at 150 exactly.
Okay.
Again,
Good price.
these people did not just
Yeah,
use
of
miniature
course,
market.
yeah.
Sure,
He
yeah.
wants Cascadia for $30.
Okay.
Good price.
He wants Red Cathedral also for $30. That's
price.
a good deal.
Game. Yep.
He's got Codenames Duet or regular Codenames for $20.
Yep.
Arc Nova is the big game he got for
Yep.
55, and then he went with King Domino for 15.
Okay.
Nice.
That's cool.
Yeah, I liked. I like the categories where I'm
Yeah.
like I don't want to pick my 5 favorite
A little
games.
of everything.
'Cause, yeah, you got to.
Yeah.
So I like that list.
Very cool. Ta comes in next, and he also got right to $150. He went with Planet Unknown, which I know he loves, for
That's a big-
57.
Yeah, I thought about that one, but it saved
Same.
Underwater City saved me $3.
Yeah, and there's more game there.
Yeah.
The Crew, which me and Jeff
Crew,
had
yeah.
for $11. Welcome to for 24. He
rolling,
likes
right?
that,
Different.
that flipping
Okay.
right. Underwater Cities, he went with. He found
Ooh,
it for
so
45.
Yep.
And Arboretum, he found for $7.
Oh,
So
nice.
there.
Arboretum. That game's
So
fucking
we got
hard.
right to 150. Darren Neely is next. He also got to 150. He wants Wingspan for $45,
Okay.
which we are over.
That's your game. that's
like
that's
the
everybody's
game.
You can bring everybody
That's
into
the
that
game.
game.
Letter Tycoon for $40.
I don't know that game. I know Roller Coaster.
Neither do I.
Tycoon.
Gorinto, which is a cool abstract
Yep.
game, for 34.
Okay.
Carcassonne, which is great. He found it
Perfect.
for 22. I looked that up on
nice.
Miniature Market. It was not. It was like 40.
I know. I had to throw some stuff away where
Yeah.
I couldn't.
I'm like, that's too much
I
money.
couldn't get Sagrada for
And then
$40.
he
I'm like,
went
that's not
with
worth it.
Yahtzee for 9.
Oh, all right. Family game. Mega family.
Yeah. Boy Sam only got to $143, but he said the last 7 he's going to subscribe you to the Meatcasters.
That's nice. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, the April Fool's joke that I did that nobody believed for a second. I think
Well,
the
yeah,
second.
but
Yeah, no, I
the
didn't.
logo
I
is
didn't mean they
awesome.
to. Wasn't that cool?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Made with AI artwork.
Yeah, of
Sorry.
course.
Boy Sam,
Well, it was a joke.
143. It
You're
was
not
a
making
joke.
money
It
on
was a
it.
joke, and I expected people to think it was a joke. Only Jeremy, OG Gamecaster, commented. He messaged me separately. He was like, "Oh wow, congrats, man. That sounds cool." And I was like, "It was April Fool's." He was like, of course."
Meatcasters.
But the second I hit post, there was 3
People were
people
just
that
laughing.
immediately laughed.
Yeah. Haha.
And I was like, man, no one even read it yet. But I didn't mean it as a joke. So anyway, Boy Sam. Tapestry is his big game for 55.
Yeah, he loves that. Okay.
Dune Imperium Uprising, which everyone's loving, for 47. That's Not a Hat for 10.
Okay.
He's got some overlap with the two of you with just 1 for 20, and some overlap with me and Jeff, the crew, for 11. Which
So he went
I think
gamers game and then
A bunch of
party
smaller-
he did like well, he blew all his money on those 2 games.
Yeah, and
two
then went
gamer
lighter,
games and
like-
had to go light
Yeah.
on those 2 because he spent over.
I didn't want to go
$100.
too big. I wanted like big and then a middle-ish, which is the guild.
Zach from a couple games got right to 150. He said another welcome to for 25.
Okay.
Trekking through history for 40. Quacks of Quedlinburg overlap with Natalie for
Nice.
40. King of Tokyo.
Good one.
I just bought that
yeah.
for Cameron
Yeah.
for 30. And then Sushi Go Party for 15.
Wait, you bought that for Cameron?
King of Tokyo.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. We played it at Grand Con. He loved it.
Okay.
So, yeah, he was very excited.
Do you want those expansions that are sitting up on your washing machine now?
Oh, do you have? Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. I
Yeah.
wonder if they'll work with the new. Probably
No
with the
idea.
new thing. Yeah, they might.
They're like Halloween
yeah,
or
yeah. That's a
something.
good point. All right, the Egg Manager. It's really, I think, Eggman Junior.
Yeah, but not the egg manager.
He got to.
I'm
100
Mr. Manager.
We don't say Mr. Manager. It's just manager.
It's manager.
He got to $143.92.
Okay.
Very specific. He wanted Clank Catacombs, $44.98. Coimbra for 40.
Great.
Jeff's cool with that. Undaunted Normandy for 32. Scout for $16.97. And Cockroach Poker for $9.97.
cool.
Cockroach
Cool
Poker's a
card
game.
game. Good
And then
one.
our last one is the Swoozler. Got right to 150.
Swooz.
He also wanted Wingspan for 45. He found the Hansa Teutonica Big Box for 40. That's a fucking great
Whoa.
deal.
Wow.
Time's Up for 15, which I think Time's Up is like, isn't that like a monikers game?
Oh,
could be,
I
yeah.
think
It sounds like a
is.
party game.
Yeah.
I think it's
I
kind
almost
of a,
put monikers.
I think it's a monikers.
instead of-
Yeah, monikers was 22, but was it the monikers or just one were made?
Yeah.
And then I think his number 4 is I think the most named game on all of these lists, which is The Crew.
The Crew.
He found it for 15, and Cascadia for 35.
Another case.
Okay.
So thank you all for submitting your choices in the Discord. Sorry for anybody I didn't name. It was only because either you didn't put 5 games in there, Lance, or you didn't put the prices on them, and I didn't want to have to go look up the prices because I'm just a little lazy motherfucker. So thank you guys very much for
Participating
in that. That was cool. So that's going to do it for us tonight, everybody. If you'd like to get a hold of us, you can find us on Instagram at Gamecasters or at Mad Board Gamer. Both of those accounts service the podcast. We also have a Facebook group. Just search Gamecasters and you'll find us there. You can also email us at thegamecasterspodcast@gmail.com. If you like the show, we'd love it if you consider giving us a rating on Apple Podcasts or anywhere else you listen that allows you to rate us. We've also got a Patreon. If you want to support the show, feel free to head on over to patreon.com/thegamecasters. There's also a merch store where you can find all sorts of different Gamecasters, Mad Board Gamer, Gateway gear. So head on over to thegatewaynetwork.com/store. Please follow me and consider subscribing on Twitch at twitch.tv/Gamecasters. So for Natalie and Jeff the Mad Board Gamer, I'm Ryan, and you have been listening to The Gamecasters. Good night, everybody. Again. All right. Test. 1, 2, 3. Jeff,
1,
Jeff,
2,
Jeff,
3.
Jeff,
Oh.
Jeffrey.
Jeff. 1, 2, 3. Test. Natalie. Yes.
Natalie. No.
No, you ruined it.
I don't know what to do.
Just end
You
it
say a
with
bunch
Jeff
of
or
shit,
Ryan, and then
you just hand it off to somebody.
Test. Natalie.
Your favorite color is cyan. I'm gonna give it to Ryan. It's that simple. Just fucking do that.
Oh, it's so
God
simple.
damn it.
Cyan.